Are you sharing your screen or?
Yeah. You can hear see my screen?
Yeah, yeah.
Like there's
I
a
just see your screen, yeah, from here.
yeah there's a share screen button. Yeah.
No, no, I can just see. I just see like your screen, or should I just look at the chat?
No, let's look at the stream. Yeah. I look at the one I shared in the Discord.
Oh yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So chat. Okay, so just wait a while for the viewers. Hmm. Yeah. So hello guys. We I'm One Kai from SeafoodKing, and then we are with Jasper.
Hello.
So Jasper is the previous Brisbane regional champion, and then he also have participated in Worlds recently, like last month. So you want to do like a self introduction?
Hi, I'm Jasper, and I play One Piece in Australia, and but I come from Indonesia and usually learn from my friends in Indonesia. Yeah, I've been playing in Australia for around 2 to 3 years. I think since OP02 started, and yeah, so been playing ever since.
Wait,
Yeah,
sorry, start the thing. Yeah. Okay.
gotcha.
Before I start the slides, but yeah. So what are your uh, plans for One Piece moving forward towards the year?
Uh, so there's the uh upcoming Perth Regional and Sydney Regional that are coming soon, and a few online tournaments for us in Australia. Um, I'm not going to Perth to play because of personal like stuff going on, but I am going to go for Sydney and the other online tournaments. And honestly, it's a bit interesting with the meta going on right now because it's kind of like undefined. But yeah, have to practice a lot and get ready for EVO2, which is coming out in around like 2 to 3 weeks. So we're going to practice for that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we will go on. We talk about the ban list that happened like from 1st April onwards. So there's
Yep.
this 4 cards ban. Firstly, our number one nemesis Gecko Moria. Like some may be favorite, but for me it's like kind of a nemesis. And
Agreed.
then we have like
Nemesis.
Jinbei. Uh,
Nemesis.
it's like a good friend of mine, I guess, cause I played Luffy for a while. And then there's Ice Age and Kingdom Come. Yeah, so let's talk about Moria. So how about Moria getting banned? Hmm.
I completely agree with Ben actually. I'm a, as you said, nemesis of Gecko Moria. I don't like the card. I think it provides too much value for just playing the boss like one card out, and just seems unfair for like the other colors because they don't have a Gecko Moria but only black does. So I think it's a pretty well deserved ban. Makes DY too strong too. DY and Uchi.
Like previously, I also like in my Twitter, I posted like what are the ban predictions, and then I predicted this Moria is gotta go, because it's just too much value in one card, and then it's like doesn't have the what you call that, like it's trying to restrict card design. It's like I can't make too strong 4 costs. Like whenever there's black
Ah,
involved, like like my any color actually, because once there's black, there's the color has black, then you have Moria, it's gonna be like auto include in the deck. It's like, oh, I get Moria, summon a 4 cost, then 2 cost is usually a whatever searcher, man. It's like whatever they're gonna +1, like whatever. Then the 4 cost is like gonna be the main show. Or it's gonna be Rebecca,
gotcha.
like that's the default 4
Rebecca.
cost they're gonna play. Yeah, it's gonna be Rebecca. So it's like every time they're gonna have this issue moving forward. So I think they decided that this card gotta go because especially the from rotation wise, it's not gonna get hit until like next year, next 2 years ago, 2 years later. Yeah, because it's like the icon is two. The icon is two, so it's like it's gonna be taking a while. Then what about Jinbei?
Jinbei, I think, really made Dofi much less like aggro, which is it nerfed the deck by a lot because it limits like the plays that you can do, and having a 5k body pretty much it makes the game go faster, and I don't think Bandai or sees like what is it like faster games as the approach, and they're looking more towards a like longer game, like a top end heavy game. So I think, and I think the ban is well deserved because it makes it, it keeps Dofi to a level where like it's playable, but like it's just not as overwhelming as
Mm.
it was previously.
Yeah, so for Jinbei, like although he's my friend, but I like in the past also like hated him because it's like too dumb. It's like oh 4 mana, 5k free, and here's another body like keep slapping with bodies is like too much.
Yeah.
Then because
Uh,
previously I was like playing black purple Luffy like in a
mm.
flagship. Then the finals I just lost to because the guy just flipped Jinbei off the top like blind.
Oh,
Then there's just too many things to handle.
and then they can call out anything if you blind Jinbei or like use Jinbei.
Yeah, so
Mm.
they can like call too many bodies for too little cost, especially if they use it with like the leader abilities. It's essentially one don for like two characters, right?
Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like I feel it's too much of a cheating ability. But for my prediction regarding this, I thought that they will hit the leader instead. Like because I feel that
Oh,
Tofi was too kind of too broken. Then there's like what you call that, not enough game design space because like every time they make like a 7 warlock character, they gotta think about oh this Dofi
uh,
playing it for one.
I thought it would have been Teach that would have been banned personally.
Hmm. But there's like a lot of ways to fix the top deck, so it's like I think Teach is not really the main issue. And
Okay.
then this hit is
Okay.
like kinda makes like Boa like a bit slightly worse because they
Mm.
are the only one that running this 7 warlock engine other than Dofi.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
But I think because of the rotation wise, then they decided to hit the Jinbei instead because Dofi is gonna get rotated out in the next
In the
rotation.
first.
Yeah. So
Hmm.
that's why they chose that instead.
Yep.
Okay, so now we talk about the Boogeyman Ice Age. It's
Ice
been
Age.
here for like almost 10 sets already.
Oh, it's true. Okay, that's
So how
true.
do you feel about this? Getting banned?
Actually, it took me by surprise at first because everybody was talking about what Moria, TH, Jinbei to be banned, or like even Law for cost Law. But Ice Age definitely wasn't. Ice Age definitely wasn't something that I had in mind to be banned. Um, Thinking about it, it's actually it's a pretty broken card, -5 cost. But you didn't even play like four in like Lucci, or you didn't even play it in BY, so it's pretty what surprising that they chose Ice Age.
Like, my opinion is that Ice Age is just too cheap, I guess, for removal. It's like any removal they make is like Ice Age, boom, whatever dies. Then it's like one cost, so it's like combo with a lot of like large characters. Then it's gonna be very uh it's a bit too strong I feel like.
Yeah,
Even if you play with like Brooks, like the 3 cost Brooks, it's like what, 4 Dawn? I spend 4 Dawn, I clear your 6 cost character.
yeah,
Or
just
even
with Brooks.
potentially 7 cost from your because of your leader effect.
A Luchi leader.
Yeah, Lucha leader. Of a smoker, like any black
Ah,
leader can reduce cost. It's like it just clears any threat too efficiently, I would say.
yeah, with the Kuzan on board, you can
Yeah.
kill anything
Yep.
in
Definitely.
short cost.
Like even you play in like dual color leaders, then it's gonna
Yeah,
be
yeah, mostly with blue though, with Ice Age, right? Mm.
yeah, it's like a bit too strong. Like I was previously playing this with like Usopp, so it's like I play one don, I can like -5, and if removal comes down, I clear. Zoro can clear 9 cores, Kara can clear 10 cores. It's like much easier.
Oh, you play with Usopp.
Yeah, yeah. Even use with Gravity Blade, it's like I clear like 10 cores and 6 cores. Like there's a time I think I cleared like Jesus Burgers and like and 10 core Stitch. It's like with this
Oh,
card, yeah. It's like that's why it's like how crazy it is.
yeah.
And
I
then it's
never
like
thought about
even in set two, it came out set two.
it's been around for a while and
Yeah.
it's time to go.
I think because like in the past set two, it wasn't that what call that, like removal wasn't that free. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's never really on the radar.
Yeah,
But
like
now,
removal wasn't free, so it's like I play Ice Age. Then the time the best removal was like Sakazuki.
yeah, Eruption.
Yeah, then I played this plus Saka. Essentially, I lose 2 cards. You know,
Yeah,
I played the event and then I discard 1 card for removal. But now it's like Brooks, Lucci, free, like free removal, just free.
yeah.
That's why I think they
This is
decided
good.
to had to go. And it's because it's in the block 1 for rotation, so it's like sorry,
Ah,
I think they're just trying to remove it earlier. Like they can't wait until rotation,
yeah.
even though it's block 1.
Still a year. Makes sense.
Hmm. But I definitely like crippled some black, like quite a few black decks really Lucci. They only have like
Uh,
one reducer now. Like every reducer was hit brand. It's like they hit the eruption at first, then they
uh-huh.
hit this. Maybe next one it's
Uh,
gonna be Tempest King. Like it's gonna be that already.
uh, Tempest Kick. I think Tempest Kick is pretty fair,
Fair.
but you never know.
Yeah, it's
Minus
like
three is pretty broken.
yeah, like draws a card, bro.
Yeah, draw a card. Refund. Refund.
Yeah, it's like free minus cost, bro. Okay, then the last one. This is absolutely a shocker, man. It's like they decided to
Ah,
ban this Kingdom Come. Like what? And all my NL homies, man, they are like, bruh, we did nothing wrong.
out of nowhere. Ball drop.
Yeah, it's like, so how do you feel about this?
Uh, yeah, I actually didn't see it coming too, out of nowhere as well. But I guess they want to make yellow a more fair color. Because if you have what the like big units on board and then you can clear opponent big units, then you're just gonna win in the long run, right?
Well, to be fair, they could have made it like a restriction uh, ban, like for NL and this card, you can't use
Um,
this in NL decks.
you can't use it with the NL leader or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. Like because only NL really runs this card. Like nobody's gonna like burn all their life, like almost all their life. They left 1 life left, yeah, but they almost all their life
Uh,
for like a removal on a character.
yeah. If you play it in like what Katakuri, let's say,
Hmm.
then you have to go to 1 life, which is like not really like ideal, but like you're probably not gonna do that.
Yeah, it's like
But then now,
not really economical. Yeah. Yeah, Kingdom Come is just a worse rate rock. Yeah. Yeah, in the sense it's like a worse rate rock. And it's like KO, bro. It's like some things can't be KO'd. Then you like this is totally useless.
but actually maybe they do the Kingdom Come also because of the new NL, the one that's coming out in EDU,
Mm-hmm.
because you get to use the Kingdom Come first and then heal one.
Yeah, but to be fair, like in the Japanese meta, there's not really anyone playing NL and doing significantly well because of these new cards. I feel
Mm.
this is kind of an overkill in my opinion. Like the Asia play Raigo in kit. Like I didn't think they play. I don't think they played Raigo. Like even if they played, it's like a 1 or 2 off. Because overall, kid still wants to stay like at a healthy life total, and then 6 Dawn commitment is a bit too much. Because like your 6 Dawn, you rather just play like a 7 cost Trafalgar Law. Build a body, have a blocker, heal alive, you know. Then it's like in a later game they're gonna play like 8 cost the kid and then 10 cost into ace. That's the general kid trend. Like their curve, sorry. That's the curve. So it's like playing Raigo is like I don't really have the time to play it. Unless
Yeah.
a bit of an emergency button, you know, I have to like just play the Raigo and clear some imminent threat that it's gonna maybe lose the whole game. Yeah, but overall, right, like this Kingdom Come is like a very niche card in other yellow decks.
Yeah. It's not really played as much.
Okay, I got a theory. Maybe it's like Bandai is like screw BY. Then we like look at the all these cards. Then they decided like BY runs all these cards, man. We gotta like kill them all.
Oh, yes. BY runs 3 out of the 4. You can run Ice Age too.
Yeah, they just want to clear, like make sure BY is dead. But
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
someone has the copium to make it survive. Like my good friend Cheng, they
Ah,
literally killed him.
yeah.
It's like they killed Lucci and then they also killed his good friend BY.
Yeah. Just killed him.
Okay, maybe Lucci is not really dead, but yeah, Lucci is really quite heavily affected by this ban list.
Lucci.
Okay.
The Copers.
Yeah, the Copers,
Lucci.
man.
They cannot leave the deck alone.
Okay, then we look at the next one. Okay, so these are the decks affected. So we'll firstly talk about the BY. So three of the cards that are played in BY are hit. Then most importantly, they hit Moria is like the heart and soul of the deck, man. That's how
Ah,
they keep abusing those babies, playing more 5 cards on the field and getting the base on the leader. So they just killed the whole engine. So it's like there's not much to be played for BY Luffy now. So how do you feel about this?
deserve ban. I think +2 and then make in your leader 9k. Cross turn is too broken. Like it really limits like uh decks, like a lot of different varieties of decks in the meta. So I think it's pretty fair that BY Luffy got hit with the Moria ban. Because technically, if they don't have Moria, they have to spend 2 to 3 cards each turn, like net 2 cards because probably you get one refund from the Rocket Luffy. But yeah, really, I think really killed the power level of the deck. So I think BY is not as playable now, unless there's someone who can like really think about the what the heal 2 and then like probably like close it with Viola or like I don't know, do some shenanigans.
Yeah, for BY, maybe you can go to some aggro approach. Like they just turn one Makino and then flip the life and like okay whatever 5 cards I have there, then I just gotta play it next turn with a baby in my hand, you know, like some
Uh,
turbo BY.
Turbo BY.
But definitely not gonna be a grindy one, because they don't have the resources to grind anymore.
No control BY, play slow.
Control. That's another angle we can look at. Tank Kuzan, play Rocket Luffy's, clear everything. Sounds good.
Play slow.
Yeah.
You play really slow and then what? You play the Tenkuzan and then you slowly just kill their board with the Rocket Luffy, something
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can like, essentially use Rocket Luffy like 3 times per turn with the leader effect and then like I don't know with one. Wait, can you? Maybe not 3 times.
Uh,
2 times the max, I think. Yeah, 2 times the
two
max.
lah, two. I
Yeah.
think is the most fair.
3 is like you have to do some setup beforehand, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah. So it's like you can like totally do this combo shenanigans.
I can try. Can try.
Then
BY.
we'll move on. to Dofi. So how about Dofi is affected by this Jinbei ban? Because that's like the only thing got hit in this deck.
Less aggro lah. And then they also they put the slot of Jinbei as like red rock, I think now. And technically it makes the Teach matchup better, but it probably like loses you lose the aggro aspect of the deck, so it kinda like I don't know, it's not as powerful or overwhelming against like most of the decks in the meta. It just makes it
Yeah.
a fair deck.
Yeah, but for Dofi, I feel it's like without the Jinbei, just like a somewhat low roll Dofi. Like it's still gonna be strong. It's like gonna be fast. You do like a turn 2 teach into leader effect, you get the body out. Next turn you have 4 cost into another 4 cost with a leader effect. Yeah. It's gonna be like quite fast. It's just not as fast as last time when Jinbei exists. So it's like gonna be Jinbei something, leader effect Jinbei something. Yeah, it's gonna be not that fast. And then they can't really abuse the 4 cost law that well anymore without this extra body they are generating.
Yeah.
So it's like there's no flooding and removing while maintaining my board state that efficiently.
Yeah, that's true. Because Law you take one out, most likely the Sengoku.
Yeah. But sometimes you can like, for example, in like a mirror match, it's like gonna be Jinbei Law, we bounce something, then can Jinbei Law, then bounce something. So it's like I maintain a board. Like I can keep bouncing the law itself, but I still have like board progression. I think that's the main issue with Doflamingo. That they always have board presence, that's why. Then even like for against a teach matchup, it's like without Jinbei, are you gonna not use your leader effect? Like you gonna not discard? Yeah, I still get some pluses from my character effects though. And then especially there's like Perona to set up the top deck, so it's like I can just call from the top without blind calling.
They have this effect all the time.
All the time. I see some players maybe they like choose to not use because they kind of want to save for some hand.
Against Dofla?
Yeah. Because they like they can keep the hand size. Some hand to defend, you know. Sometimes you can't be discarding counters every day.
That's true. I think even back then you had to leader skill if you went first as Teach against Dofla, no?
Leader skill if you're going first against Teach, it's like it's a bit too.
Sorry, leader skill as Teach against Dofla.
Yeah. First. So like saying if I go first, I have 5 hand and I need to discard one to prevent Perona or Sengoku the next turn. That's what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
I think some players don't do that. Like they opt to go for the more conservative saving route. They like decided okay, the first turn you're not gonna have Jinbei, so I'm not gonna discard at all, like previously. But now like moving forward, maybe they won't even discard already. At times, maybe they will discard like at the 6th turn, maybe I guess, or when they are afraid of their Burgers being returned to hand, then they will do discard.
Yes.
But then if you get hit by the red rock with it, G blade, then it's over gonna be like all for nothing.
I think you have to expect the G blade. The red rock now. Have to respect it. That's all.
I think even G blade is gonna be part of what they're gonna play. No.
G blade, you always have to expect it coming on your Van Augur and Docu. Yeah, that one you always have to expect. I think you cannot play around that. The red rock, you can't really play around the red rock also. It's just either they have it or not.
Okay. Then we'll move on to Lucci. Actually, I'm not sure if my stream is being shown. Like, is there an issue with my stream? think it's fine. Yeah. So
Good.
yeah, good. So we'll move on to
See?
Lucci. Yeah. So how do you feel about Lucci being hit by these two main cards, Moria and Ice Age?
I think the Moria is deserved. Like you had to get rid of the card for the greater good.
Mm-hmm.
So Lucci got hit by two. The Ice Age, yeah, a surprise, but it was to for I don't know future cards, I guess. And Lucci got hit pretty big over those two nerfs. I feel like the deck right now is like pretty copium, but I think people are doing like a good job trying to make it work. I think I've seen the ideas and it's doing pretty well. So it's not like like an overwhelming type of like Lucci like from back then. It's
Mm.
just I don't know. I think it's just like surviving from from the cope.
Mm. Back then is in like when
What do you mean? Like back then,
because
like
okay, Lucci has like
oh
three forms. The
yeah
initial
yeah
form is gonna be the NS lobby form. It's the most like
yes
insane one. Like even can fight like the top dog of the format, RP law
yeah
with
yeah
his
I understood that.
value and removal. Then after that, Inner's
Uh
lobby got hit in the first ban list, and it's like okay, now we have a slightly slow one with Moria. Actually,
yeah
not really in
Mario
his lobby. Yeah, like he got hit a few times yeah, in his lobby. So it's in his lobby. Okay, I think Lucci wasn't like in the eruption format yet. Yeah.
yeah the English didn't have eruption in Lucy, but Japanese did have eruption in Lucy.
Hmm. Yeah, but then they got a replacement. Like they got the Tempest kick, so it's like fine. They move on.
Didn't Japan have Tempest Kick and Eruption at the same time?
This I'm not so sure that time. Yeah. Yeah, but then like they didn't have the eruption. I think the last time I remember they didn't have eruption. They have Illness lobby. Yeah.
Yeah, and I remember the NS lobby build. It
Mm,
was during RP law meta in Japanese format, I think.
yep.
We
That
didn't
was
have it.
before
It might belong to Japan.
OP9. That was
Mm.
before the OP9, so it's like they had Illness lobby and they have a lot of reducers and removal, spamming Lucci for days. And after that they decided okay, Illness lobby is too cheap of a removal. We have to remove it.
Yeah, and it's free. Trigger if you trigger from life, it's free.
Yeah.
It's good.
Then they tried
I
to
used to play Lucci. Hmm?
hmm,
I used to play Lucci for like one whole season. I think for like two sets. Was it 07? And was it 07?
oh
Yeah,
07. It
07.
released in 07, yeah.
Yeah, I think I played 07 and 08. And then yeah, it was never like I liked the deck, but it never really like got results for me because if you don't draw Moria, you kind of just lose, you know.
Okay. In that meta I was playing the RP law. Then for Ruchi, I feel the removal is kind of fine. It's just mainly because if they draw this the zero cost spell the 6 King Gun. I'm not sure if the English
Ah,
name is not that. Yeah.
yeah, the
Yeah, they
zero
have
cost.
that. Then they gonna have a easy way to counter out. But usually just don't have enough counters.
Nabucci, yeah.
Mm. Then after that, in this lobby got bad, they try to replace it with the 2 cost Uta.
Ah, yes,
Mm.
yes, yes,
Because
yes.
essentially does the same thing. There's 2 costs. They are reducer. They can't be killed by leader. Yeah, so essentially does the
Mm,
same thing. Just that it's quicker to removal compared to a stage.
yes,
Hmm. Then
that's
moving
true.
forward, now they just decided to kill Moria and Ice Age. It's like
Uh,
no more
yeah,
such cheap value.
you can still play it though with Kuzan, Man
Yeah, now they
right?
decided
That
to modify. They modified the previous base. It's like okay, now we play Kuzan in, like as the de facto Ice Age. The real Ice Age.
yeah.
They play the biggest one. And then when Sherry Rebecca is just their way to generate value and reuse Rebecca. That's how they use Rebecca in like Moria. They play Moria Rebecca something. Then instead of Moria, they just play Sherry as a value generator.
Get the Rebecca back.
I mean, like let's be real. Brooks is just broken also. Like Brooks.
Brook is a broken card.
Yeah, 3 costs for that kill something on attack and on play. It's like every turn it's gonna be a threat. It reduces as well. It's like it's not only KOs. It's like it reduces cost and KO.
Yes. It's very and it's cheap too, and you can call it with Rebecca. I think it's one main thing. Being able to be called by Rebecca, and then the Rebecca can block for the Brook the next turn is like really strong. You're cheating out too much with Rebecca Brook.
Yeah, it's like so much value, man. It's like they don't even use the Spandin into Lucci anymore. They mostly call
Yeah,
Brook.
not
They
as
just
much.
mostly keep calling Brooks.
Yeah, this is Paul Brook, and they're having a field day.
Definitely, man. Okay, now we'll talk about the one that got hit the most, NL.
Ah, yes.
So how about NL?
I like I don't know. I'm not an NL player. I played it for one tournament. I was like, nah, I'm not playing this deck anymore. This deck is not for me, not built for me. But I don't know. I think it the Kingdom Come ban really kind of killed the deck because they don't have any answers to big threats anymore. Your your Ace and Yamato can be just like killed from like your opponent's attacks. And like
Mm-hmm.
they can just like leave you at 2 life technically. Like leave the ML at 2 life. So you can't really guard for the units all the time. And then eventually you have to let like the Ace and the Yamato go in the long run.
Okay, for me, the biggest hit for NL is because they don't have the avenue for large character rewards anymore because they used to be based on like their early game is gonna be like Gedasu and maybe even Yamato to try to clear small characters. And large one is like, oh, I just gotta Raigo it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But now because of this Raigo hit, they don't have the late game so much late game removal. So the only way to clear large characters is either by beating them or you have to like stuff them and katakuri them like I don't know like 3-4 times, and they finally can play a Yamato clear to clear something.
Katakuri 3 4 times
Yeah,
and
it's
then
like
Yamato.
yeah, it's like insane, bro. That's a review. The best review is I guess is katakuri. It costs. That's a cap.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this band was like kind of sad, bro. Like even my I had like a friend that he bought like serial aces. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna like play this NL. Let's
Ah,
go. Then he got a hit. They hit the NL. He's like, oh no.
oh no, my aces.
Yeah, it's like, bro, what can I do with aces, man?
Maybe you can use the aces for BY. Don't know, you can
BY,
try. Um,
BY. Maybe kid maybe kid, maybe kid.
Kid, yeah. Captain Kid.
Like that's the only other deck that really use the ace. Like it's too hard to use in any other decks, I think.
Is it not even pudding? Yellow, purple? Or do you just
Pudding
want to
because
buff
usually
the...
they will just play mum, and the
Ah,
ace is not really searchable target in the deck.
yeah, yeah.
Like so it's like maybe they'll play like a few, but it's not that consistent. Hmm. Okay, let's look at the what do you expect to rise in this meta. Okay, first we talk about
Yeah.
P. Luffy. That's like the top dog for like quite long already. It's one of the few good decks. All the way in OP9 onwards, especially with the boost for purple. It's the strongest Gum Gum Giant Man. It's like the one that really pushed purple all the way up to the top. Yeah, so what do you feel about this, Purple Luffy?
Yeah. Luffy, I think it's gonna go up first. It's like a good deck now, but probably lose to consistency issues by itself. Like if you don't see the turn 2 Zoro Zero into Luffy Taro Sangoro, it just puts you like you're just not what like the deck is not doing as well, and then kind of lose in the long run. Like you kind of have to open that, but still, I think the deck has like a much larger potential because I think last set the bad matchup was like mostly Doflamingo because of the Doflamingo's aggro in Jinbei. But now with Jinbei gone, I think yeah, even I think Pilufi can like go up even more. That's for sure.
Yeah, for Pearl Luffy is like the good thing about it is it has the inbuilt RAM, so it's like you don't have to worry about drawing or not drawing RAM. Then there's the deck engine is also quite basic. It's like somebody you will like almost the card will bring along all its other components in the curve. It's like turn one you play Law. Law will find 0-0, 0-0 will find your Luffy Taro or Sangoro, whatever you're missing. So it kind of like connects each other up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the strength of Purple Luffy.
175.
Then like the OP9 just gave it the best counter event ever, the Gum Gum Giant.
Best, best indeed.
So
I
it's like
agree.
you get a draw two, filter your blanks into shield value in the late game, and then you have like the 9 cost Luffy secret as a new top end that you can use to rush and draw cards. So it's like you're always maintaining the aggressive tempo uh, in the game.
Actually, I have a question. Are you team Gum Gum Giant to get banned in the future or not?
Gum Gum Giant, I feel it definitely have some issues in this current meta, especially in the Japanese format, where now it's like purple is so dominant. Like you can see from EB2, it's like okay, GP is the new purple deck, then it's strong because of this Gum Gum Giant. Then next set, OP11 is like blue purple is strong because of Gum Gum Giant and the
So
Sanji
it's
obviously.
Gum Gum Giant is the problem.
Yeah, it's gotta go, but the thing is, well, it's only restricted towards straw hat leaders. It's like not all purple leaders can abuse it. It's like look at
Okay.
Nico Robin. Come on, Nico Robin, I did nothing, bro.
Yeah, the Nico Robin. You can
Nico,
play Ace the Nico Robin.
yeah, they do that. They do
Yeah,
play Ace.
you can play Ace. Yeah.
Mm. But
Can
like
tell you're a big
because
fan.
they wanted to keep the donut for Gum Giant, that's why they don't play Ace.
Ah, right. That's true. Okay.
Yeah, so it's like this this Gum Giant revolving around the entire purple. It's like better Blast Breath, upgraded Blast Breath actually.
It's a much better than Last Breath.
Yeah, it's like they combine, the Ulti Mortar and Gum Giant, they combine together and you get Gum Gum Giant.
Gum Gum Giant.
Yeah. And it's relatively strong against like for P Luffy is very strong against like the Teach especially.
Hmm.
Because of just like keep vomiting bodies out and Teach just can't remove and it's over.
Yeah, they have to what see like bigger pistol on the Sanguru. They
Mm.
can't really handle the what is it the Luffy Taro efficiently.
Yeah, yeah. Usually
Like the
the,
seven
the
cost.
Luffy Taro will just stick and keep smashing them.
Yeah.
Mm. So that's why Purple Luffy is gonna be one of the uh, top contenders in this meta.
Yep.
Then
For
next we'll
sure.
look at Teach. So what do you feel about Teach?
And Peach, I think I haven't seen like it's not as popular as it would like in the Japanese meta. Peach was like definitely really popular, but in the English meta right now, it feels like Peach is not as dominant. So I was wondering that, but I think it's probably like number one deck in my personal like my personal opinion would be that it's like the number one deck because of just one card, just the Kuzan. It's like just plus one card. It's like so broken. And yeah, just I don't know. I just feel like Peach is the best deck in format for me at least. But
Okay,
what do you think?
for Teach, we got two new inclusion for OP10. Basically, they got Liberation and Kuzan.
Shiryu, you forgot Shiryu.
Shiryu was like the the guy that exists, but actually nobody plays it. At least for my time, at least for the Japanese format, like really nobody plays it. But then now I think they some of them start playing it because
Yeah.
they have some 3 costs to clear the format. But generally, I think
Tashigi.
they didn't play it. Yeah, Tashigi. That's the main issue for Teach. They have to clear the Tashigi before clearing anything else. Yeah. So Kuzan is like the best because it actually gives cards a card advantage for Teach. That's what I've been lacking. Is like they don't have the draw power,
Yeah.
And now they have it with Kuzan and bringing back any uh card from the trash. It's like essentially it's like it just slaps a draw one card to any character that you want to play.
Yeah, it's a free leader effect,
Mm.
technically.
Yep. And then for Liberation, it's just efficient 2-for-1 removal spell that
I haven't.
Teach have.
Sorry.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen Let's Play Liberation as much in Teach recently.
Yeah, recently because they expect Tofi to go down, so it's like they
Yeah.
like okay we cut Liberation because we want to focus more on the high end.
Yep.
Yeah, and then if they don't run 4 costs, it's really hard to use Liberation because if it's not very worth for 6 play clearing a 6 cost.
Yep.
And then if there's Tashigi on the field, especially like Liberation is just dead because you can't clear
Okay,
anything
that's
but
useful.
Tashigi.
Yeah, against Jin.
But it was like rising up in the OP9 format. It's just then it didn't, especially didn't get hit. Then it's gonna be the de facto leader to go to for OP10. So I think that's then it's negating on play effect is like definitely hurts a lot of decks. Like all the good decks out there. Like
Yeah.
Tofi that time it was kinda hit because of the on play effects. They can't really use any Jinbei everything. Then even Purple Luffy can't develop that well, that fast.
It's just DDIF in Japan format. But
Yeah, for a while.
here we don't know
You
for
don't know?
sure. We don't know for sure because of a lot of like the rogue decks around. I feel rogue, is that how should you say rogue? But it's like it's a much more diverse meta here in English.
I think there's a lot of experimentation going on in the current English format tournaments. You see like some rising stars. We're gonna talk about that later in our next few slides. Yeah. But then mainly it's gonna be this OP9 meta leaders. It's gonna be P Luffy, Tish, and okay. Lastly, we talk about Shanks. Okay, so Shanks. How do you feel Shanks moving forward after this ban?
Shanks, I think Shanks probably went up by a lot. The stocks of Shanks. A lot of people are playing Shanks, and it's probably the most consistent out of the 3 decks here.
Really consistent?
Ah, consistent in removing.
Maybe.
I think I don't know. It's the most straightforward to play. Probably the it's what I could say. The most straightforward. Oh,
Definitely.
what's the curve? What 5, 7,
5,
and
7,
then 8,
8, 10.
8, and then 10.
Yep.
I think just the control Shanks build is really strong. It can pretty much go up against like any deck in the meta, bar Teach, because Teach just negates the all-play effects of the Rayleigh you put down or like Beckman you put down. So yeah, I think Shanks would be second on my list after Teach going forward.
Okay. So for Shanks, it's just a very strong red curve deck. It's just gonna be like, I play, okay, my hand can, what's the large character my hand can play? Okay, I play the card distant. Boom. And that's what Shanks is generally about. And consistency wise, I wouldn't say it's more consistent compared to these two, Luffy and Teach. Firstly, because some of them don't run the Uta, the searcher, and also their large threats like Rayleigh, Dragon, they are like non-trade searchable. It's like you don't have the trade searcher for it, so you're not gonna be able to find them consistently every game, other than drawing the card itself. But then definitely he has a very strong defensive effect where you can like stop an 5k attack every turn. So essentially you're like blasting every turn.
You get a free 1k counter every turn.
Yeah, but of course it's gotta be like sometimes it's gotta be detrimental. You don't really want to limit yourself to getting cards from your life in the early game. Yeah, but definitely can stop like all the aggressive decks in this meta. And then the raid removal is just insane. Like with especially with the Gum Gum Mogan, is like one of the best raid removal you have out there now. And Divine Departure being a counter slash removal 2-in-1 kind of a card in your deck. So you have the versatility in clearing and good defending.
Kill my captain kid all the time.
Yeah.
That happened to me this week.
That's why you better have the Rosinante blocker or have the Tashigi ready.
Yeah, but bear in mind, Tashigi and Rosinante blocker are not searchable in one.
No, you have to play their searches.
I have to play BB5?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, I will try that out next time.
Now you can find Doflamingo tank cost. Good late, good end game.
That is true. I play Zoro now.
Okay, but to be honest, in my opinion, the best green card in Bonnie. You know what's the best green card?
Zoro.
No, it's Holy Jones.
Oh, okay. That's the second best card.
The second best for you. Yeah, that card.
Wrong.
That card is like the best green card, bro. You can rest 2 characters on turn. Then like deny counter events or even blockers, or even just get the character step to trade. It's pretty good. Yeah, definitely, man. This purple event is too strong. Okay, so we now talk about the event results. Yeah, we got these results from Eggman. Then okay, let's look at the Pasadena regionals. Okay, so you can see like there's a lot of the decks we expected, Purple Luffy, Teach, and Shanks. These are the top dogs of OP9. They just got better because of the ban. So there's a few rook leaders, like even Doflamingo is managed to top 16, so it's like that is strong, man.
That is strong.
Even got hit, it still managed to climb up top 16. But then overall the event was won by Nami.
Oh yeah, Nami won the Pasadena regional against Bonnie in the final, I think. The final was Bonnie, I think. Let me have to look. Yeah, the final was against Bonnie. The Nami won against Bonnie in the final.
So, as a Bonnie player, how do you feel?
As a Bonnie player, I feel sometimes you just don't see your Holy Jones, your best card in the deck. You don't really get against Nami, you probably need to see the Holy Jones, like as much Holy Jones as possible.
Then Zoro, what about Zoro? What about Zoro being in the matchup?
Yeah, you need to drop Zoro too, if you can get it. But both cards are unsearchable, so you just have to hope it will go up.
Then what about Smoker? Like Smoker should be pretty good against Nami, right? It is Banish, man.
Oh yeah, Smoker. I think Smoker does pretty well because he plays pretty fast and you swing big, because you get 2 done every turn. And you also have Holy Jones in the deck.
Yeah, but I was referring to a smoker in Boney, but yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about RG Smoker.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, Smoker. Yeah, you can banish, but they're probably gonna guard out of the Smoker swing.
But at least you deny
So
like triggers, right? This should be good.
yeah, you deny the threat of triggers,
Mm,
then they have to guard the attack anyways.
mm. Like just gonna wither the hand down, I guess. Like there's nothing much you can do
Mm.
against the matchup. Build a board and then just wither the hand down slowly, and then just hope they don't have that much mill or draw in their hand to keep
Yeah,
up.
just
Mm.
hope they don't have everything.
Okay, for the Nami deck, I think we can see that his matchups are not really that much aggro.
Mm.
I think like for his matchups, it's like mostly it's gonna be like Kate or uh Shanks, all these slower decks. Like if it's gonna be like P2P all
Oh,
this, I think it's very hard for Nami to actually uh survive the
yeah,
aggression.
yeah. If you face like BB, can win.
Hmm. But BB
Uh,
has this issue is like it has a Q during the carry slam attack cost, so it's actually you lost uh all your Dawn for attacking. Because your
mm.
tank cost will negate the leader effect.
But don't you have to play as the BB against Nami? Don't you have to play where like you push their life? You have to what turn off their leader skill so they don't like, and then they can't counter out of like, if they counter out of like your swings, but then they deck out, they lose,
Yeah, they have
something
that.
like
So
that.
in first place you have to build up a strong board. Then
Mm.
you play the tank cost to nullify the leader effect. Then you go for the push. So it's that there's a few steps they need to take. So it's like it's not that easy per se.
Yeah, but
And then
it is like it's possible for sure.
because if you do that, then they survive at like one card. Next turn they'll win because your Blackbeard doesn't negate the effect until their turn.
In their turn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the main issue. But yeah, so but congrats to the army that won
Yeah.
for this event. At least he played well and then just had a good matchups for the day. And then now we look at London.
London.
Okay, for this one it's like the biggest shocker because Lim was actually quite well represented in this tournament and then actually took down the entire tournament by itself. Even the finals was like a Lim mirror. So it's like,
Mirror.
so how do you see about that? It's like, do you even see that coming?
No, I don't think I would have ever expected a Liv Mirror in the finals. It must mean like the deck is good to be able to reach like both of them being finals.
Mm-hmm.
Must mean like we're like there's something we have to know about Liv. I think
Mm.
there were two more in top 16.
Yep,
So
there's
there's
like total
four.
gets 4, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually well represented for Lim. For a deck that hasn't been on like on the radar,
Mm.
thing has done like a really strong showing in
Mm.
London.
That's why it's like a new meta take that some of them had. It's like they
Mm.
decided, okay, I think Lim has a good matchup against uh, all the slow decks. Then decided to just run Lim as a fast aggressive deck to rush them down before they get to their late game curve and stabilize the game.
Yep.
So we can see that there's also strong representation of Shanks and Blackbeard, which is also like what we expected from
Yeah.
the previous slide. The P2P is like not that much. Maybe I'm not sure if the total representation is high for P2P or it's just or they're just not very uh, lucky in their matchups or like in their draws
Yep.
because it's also quite a curve reliant deck. So it's like if you miss something early, it's gonna be you're not gonna snowball as well, and then you're gonna like lose out in the later part of the game.
Yep.
So then there's Lucci. Also, it's quite
Yeah,
surprising
Lucci.
after the ban.
There's how many Luccis? 4 Luccis.
For Luccis.
After the ban, and that seems, or is it surprising or like wild to me that 4 Luccis made it to top 32.
But definitely without the Ice Age, it's gonna be much harder clearing stuff. Especially Lim characters is gonna be like 5 costs over and over again, and then you don't have Ice Age to get a cheap removal. It's gonna be a bit rough moving forward.
But technically, you can Tempest Kick, Leader Swing, and Brook, and they kill the 5 costs.
But Tempest is gotta be live. It's not gonna be live in the early game when you don't have 10 costs, you know? I don't have the 10 trash, I mean.
Yep.
Yeah, so the early game is it's gonna be like maybe like 4 cards, 4 or 5 cards in the trash. Unless you get like double spun dump early, then you gotta have the trash required. Yeah.
By the time
Even
you have like the 10 trash, opponent already has like what, 2 5 costs on board maybe?
yep.
And it's already going to be tough.
Hmm.
Probably it.
Then even Dofi, you can see Dofi also has a strong showing. 5
Yeah,
out of
Luffy.
32.
5 out of 32. How many make top 16? 1. 2. 2 made it.
So how do you feel about it?
I feel like pretty well-rounded, just an all-rounder deck now. So it's not as surprising as I would like think about like Lucci making it to top 16. But I guess people will still be like on Dofla because they've been playing it since what was it 8.5 I think when
That's
the
when
starter
the
deck came
starter came
out.
out, yes.
Yeah. So probably people will be like sticking with it because they already had like so much flight time on the deck, and like it's technically this is pretty early into the meta too. So they'd rather like stick with
Comfort.
like with the comfort, the knowledge they know already.
I mean, as 3DS, you low road for the event, you know. I don't draw gym base, you know. Didn't draw
Yeah.
gym
Just
bay.
just assume didn't know what you do for the whole event now.
Yeah. But then they still had their a strong approach towards the meta, which like slapping 4 costs. Just that yes, it's not that fast. It's not that fast, but maybe they're gonna play like some kind of spellcaster variant. It's gonna be like I play Gravity Blades at Red Rock, build bot, remove. Then the late game is just removal, whack, you know.
Yeah.
And it's gonna get through the entire game. Uh, so then there's a surprisingly large amount of Usopp. So what do you feel about that deck?
So if I feel if you don't if you don't see the deck is good, like the cards I think are really strong, the effects. But if you go into like your 7 dawn or 8 dawn turn without Rebecca Kiros, it just feels like you are losing. You just lose from that point on. That's what I feel. I feel it's not really consistency issues because they have what like 7 to 8 searchers in the form of Leo and Rebecca.
And they can cycle a
But
bit with their leader effect as well.
yeah, they draw one almost every turn, during opponent turn. But I just don't feel like the deck reaches the power level of like the other decks. I feel like Shanks is much like Shanks can easily deal with their board too. They can't really deal with the high cost as much. Usopp.
Yeah, especially with the loss of Ice Age, man. It's gonna
Yeah,
be
without Ice
much
Age.
harder. Okay,
Imagine
for
with Ice Age, your 8 dawn turn you can clear a 10 cost, like what a 10 cost
yeah,
technically.
definitely, man.
With the Heroes.
Well, personally, I played Usopp for a while at the start of OP10.
Uh-huh.
Then the Rebecca Harrells thing is like really what gets the deck going, and then especially, but then there's a very strong dependence on the stage. You have to have the Coriza
Oh,
Colosseum up, then you really get the full value of the entire Dressrosa package with the Cavendish drawing cards, Kairos being able to attack immediately when they played down.
Yeah, that's really
Then it also has a strong matchup into the two uh, best decks in the format. At the time, it was Zofi and Teach. So it's a strong matchup against these two. So that's why Usopp, I'll explore a bit about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then obviously
It
it
won.
has its flaws. Yeah, as is what I said. Yeah,
It
it's
won in with Marco.
yeah
Marco won with
the Asia
Usopp
finals.
in
Yeah,
the Asia finals.
definitely he won in the Asia finals, but he has his flaws as in because you said it depends on the Rebecca Kairos. Other than that, it's like his matchup against other decks, not that well. Like
Yeah.
P2P is like you have to have the early removal to
Mm.
stop the P2P's aggression, and then Shanks the top end is just too strong for Usopp to contest. So in a very diverse meta, it's like it's a bit hard for Usopp to really stand up because you have to build your deck towards to pinpoint the certain metas and then make your deck to counter that specific meta.
Yep.
So it's like if it's gonna be a top end heavy one, so you want to have a lot of removal, you gotta have like more red rocks. Then if it's like a mid
Yeah.
cost one, you gotta have more gravity blades, you know.
Yep.
So you have to tune it
The
accordingly.
it's hard still because you still need to play like reducers in the deck to be more consistent. Oh, you still play Toilet Soldier. Some builds run Sulaiman, right?
Yeah, that's like I tried to explore on Sulaiman in the past, but it's not really that strong because firstly, Usopp wants to have like strong characters on board to win the board. So it's like
Mm.
the characters that you want to have are like 6k attackers at the very least.
Yeah, the Cavendish and the
Mm.
Zoro.
But the plus side about Sulaiman is that during a 10 turn, like for example, you can like Sulaiman, you play, you produce something, you attack, you produce another thing, then you can, or the same thing, then you can just play Gravity Blade and you clear 2 cards, you know. So essentially you clear a
Yeah.
10 cost. At 10 turn you can clear a 10 cost with a 6 cost, another 6 cost body.
Mm.
Mm.
Oh,
So that's like
well,
a neat trick, you know, you can do.
it's an idea for also players definitely.
Mm. Then we can see there's a few rook decks in the top, like Kid.
Zoro Kid.
Yeah. So how do you feel about these two, Zoro and Kid?
Yellow Kid. I'm not like well versed on like the Kid cards, but I think at first the 8 Kid sounded pretty strong because you get to like just take one life of your opponent and you
Mm-hmm.
get to clean your hand after, like you draw one this one.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's and it technically becomes a blocker too. The next turn from Kid,
From
I
leader
think.
effect, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's strong, but I think it just loses out on like to like the removal decks
Mm.
because you just lose on board presence in the long run.
Mm-hmm.
You run ace.
But
This
it's
is
gonna be
hard
very
thing.
slow and grindy deck. It's like you're gonna like slap on big bodies and then slowly overwhelm you in the long run. So it's like so early game they're gonna be like maybe the best they can do is get us to clear a 4 cost
Yeah.
and they'll build towards their large characters in from 7 dawn onwards.
You play the deck? Do you starve much? Do you think?
Okay, from what I know about Kate, that's from what my opponents do. They will like usually like against like Luffy they will just stuff. Not necessarily
Yeah.
stuff, but then they will like hit once, then the opponent has still has 4 life, then they can still get their Garasu going. Get a Garasu going.
Hmm. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, but that's it.
Yeah, then the rest is gonna be like trade until the Luffy runs out of gas. But then
It's
for Teach, I'm not so sure whether this this deck is strong enough to beat Teach, because Teach has like the negating of play is like you don't have
Yeah.
your place, man. How are you
All your
gonna win?
cards are actually on play.
Yeah. That's why. It's like you don't have on
Yeah.
play, man. How are you gonna play?
Yeah. Use technically. The idea of the deck, you can just like burn their life, not give them resources, and then just win from there.
Mm.
Kind of good.
Yep.
But
Like overall,
really
it's gonna
good.
be like I feel the whole game is gonna be like trading much. Like big bodies, I clear your body and then I will just keep building. Every time I have a blocker, so my blocker will
Hmm.
block your leader or whatever characters attacking to get value.
Interesting deck.
But it's a very linear deck, I'll say. It's quite linear.
Hmm. Kind of like the idea,
Mm.
to be honest. With it.
But then with the loss of Raigo, is not they don't even have a very strong way to clear large characters anymore.
The highest cost you can clear is with Katakuri, so 8 cost.
Mm.
Pretty tough for the deck.
I think some of them
Yeah, then
don't run Katakuri as well, because
oh
Katakuri doesn't it doesn't really heal. It's like you lose something, in exchange.
yeah. And then there was Zoro, I think, the
Yeah.
other deck.
Yep. Zoro.
Zoro. I think Zoro with the was it? I think Zoro's only play the chopper engine now. Is it?
Yep. Most of them play
Most
the
of
chopper one.
chopper. Would you say it's like high roll? I think
I think it's
because
a
we play
rather
the
consistent deck in a
hmm,
sense, because you have like searches to find your events and your animals. So it's like
yeah.
you get an engine like going rather consistently, but it has its flaws that it's like, okay, you don't have the chopper, especially the one in OP8. You can't flood that
Uh,
fast.
the one that checks top 5
Yeah.
and calls an animal.
Yep. That card. And of course your
Actually,
opponent. Sorry, you saying?
no, it's pretty consistent. Like you can use the 1+ event to search the chopper, then the chopper spawn.
Mm.
You can also search the chopper and the event through Nami.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I think there's like a downside to the event, because it's a counter event. You can't really use it proactively. You have to wait for your opponent to attack.
Nah,
And then
yeah.
if they kind of know the matchup, they will like, if they choose not to attack, sometimes you don't have enough the tempo going, because
Mm.
you have to afloat down again like the next turn to keep this event live. You
You're
know.
not maximizing your output
Yeah.
in
Your
your
output is
turn.
kind of capped, because you have to keep the event up.
And then
That's
if
the main
opponent
issue.
don't attack, you get kind of punished in a sense.
Mm.
So against this deck, probably the approach should be like just not letting them use the event.
Yep. I mean, I have to see accordingly, because like if they have the event, and then if they already have a rested character, by you hitting the rested character, they use the event. It's like the board is kind of net zero. They don't really
Hmm.
gain another character. They like gain one lose one, so it's like around net zero.
Yeah,
I think that's the
definitely
main
don't want to
issue.
hit the line.
Hmm. But then definitely Zoro is very strong against like maybe like P2P. That you have a very
Yeah.
wide board attacking them. It's like gonna be that hard. And P2P
They
can't really
can't
afford
handle.
to like not attack. They are also kind of on the
Yeah,
clock. They have to keep going.
yeah, it's definitely tough. They have to rely on their 9 moms
Hmm.
to-
And I'm
in
not
the
sure if
long
they
run.
actually cut that card, because in the current format, it's like if with less Doflamingo,
Hmm.
do they really need the 9 mom?
I think you have to play more 9 Luffy Rush than uh than the 9 mob because you have to have it. You have to have 9 Luffy against decks like Shanks.
Hmm.
Almost always have to have it down on your what 4th turn? Is it
Hmm.
4th turn going first or going second, 3rd turn? Ideally, if you can
Bonclay?
bond clay, yeah, you bond clay, and then next turn you play 9 Luffy. They can't really deal with it anymore. It's a guaranteed 1 damage game
But at the
into
same
the
time,
Shank.
there's like Teach. 9 Luffy isn't that great against Teach, man.
same like Lin technically, but against Peach, your game plan mostly revolves around getting two characters on board each turn. So like on the 10th of turn, you fall like what, 5/4, 5/5.
Hmm.
You can't really play the 9 costs anyways, maybe
Hmm.
Mom or Luffy.
Okay, then we'll talk about the next two regionals that not they weren't mentioned here.
Hmm.
Greece and the Virginia. So but Greece, RG Smoker won. So how do you feel about RG Smoker?
Oh,
It's like one of the
I
new decks in OP10.
think RG Smoker's pretty strong, but it'll probably be stronger next set
Next set.
with ED with ED.
Mm-hmm.
Right now,
Then what are the
it's
new cards in EB that you feel that will make the deck stronger? Or anything that any change in the make it stronger?
it's because of the power level of GP, I think, because they can't really outpick it
Mm-hmm.
unless they uh GP can't really outpick it. They have to run what Gamma Knife. Like purple decks now run Gamma Knife just to be able to face Bonnie,
Mm-hmm.
unless they don't have any like safe way to handle the 8 cost speed. Then but Smoker, did it get any additions in EB? Or was it mainly
Smoker didn't really get much a boost in AV. It's mostly they just the Morgan doing work.
Smoker?
ST21.
Because RG Smoker did really well in Japan
Mm.
recently.
Because that was the
It,
main what call that the main two decks in the format at that time was Dofi and GP. Then the RG Smoker
yep,
just managed to capitalize on his strong defense against the aggro and removal.
yep.
So it's like he just managed to win the entire tournament.
But it's more of a meta call back
Mm.
then,
Mm.
right?
But okay,
But now,
the funny thing is that in the first round, the IG Smoker was against the Lucci, but then the Lucci didn't really. I think he made some misplays somewhere.
uh,
Then the IG Smoker managed to close the game because Lucci against IG Smoker the matchup is really terrible. Like IG Smoker
yeah,
usually have no chance because even Tashigi will get removed easily.
I can't really. Yeah, it's a really hard matchup. You can't. None of your characters technically attack besides Cody.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that's. Then after that, he only faced Dofi and GP, and it looked pretty like easy for him because nobody could answer the 8 kit.
Yep, just an 8 kit diff man. Like Green had already has this safety net in the sense. Just a play 8 kit and then you kind of beat all the aggro decks up.
Yeah. RG Smoker winning. It's not as much of a surprise as Lim, I guess, in
Yep.
my opinion.
Because Lim has like zero showing in the Japanese format.
Yeah,
It then suddenly rise up.
hence early rises up. And RG Smoker, I think people had their eyes on RG Smoker when the set came out already. Because it came out together with the starter deck with the Mulgun, like the Luffy Rush starter deck.
Hmm.
And probably like if without the Mulgun then uh the deck wouldn't be as strong. But because of the Mulgun then people are like, oh, the deck is pretty good. It can handle a lot of things.
Yeah. Then for the Virginia Regionals, it was P Luffy that won. So it's kind of like within what we expected for
Hmm.
this meta.
Well, that's Shanks in the final, I think. Yeah,
So
once again Shanks.
yeah, it was fighting Shanks, but I think the Shanks was playing the Rush variant, so it didn't really have much removal to
Yeah,
fight fight them.
yeah, Luffy struggles more against the the what the control Shanks variant.
Hmm.
You get to clear. It's easier. It's much easier for them to clear like the Sangoros and the Lufitaros. You can just like kill a 9k power with what Beckman and what is it? The snake, the
Building
Gordon
snake.
of building snake, Gordon,
Hmm.
Gordon
Like
of
the
tanks.
trade searchable Gordon.
Yeah, the switchable one.
Yeah, sorry, I missed out the chat. There's out of nowhere 27 asking. I wanna ask what deck is gonna be better, blue yellow Nami or red black Kobe. Okay, for
Blue yellow, red
for
black Kobe.
OP11, sadly to say, like you have to beat blue purple Luffy. That's the main number one condition. Like if you were to play any deck. Then for blue yellow Nami, I think it is lacking in the early game aggression, firstly, and then you don't have a very good way to handle the late game, the double nice Sanji plus something every turn.
Mm.
Yeah. Then for red black Kobe it's like I guess it's like a faster deck where you build the board and then you go for trading. Then you have like I'm not sure what's the guy named, a Door, the 4 cost blocker that actually reduces power to clear like a
Okay.
large character.
Doesn't red black Kobe also play Moria?
That was like the previous build, but I think now they can't even
Oh,
play it. Like they can't even play it anymore.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
I thought the deck was strong because like it was playable because of Moria, but
But Moria doesn't really help in the deck, cause like for example, what
ah,
you gotta play Moria, like you gotta play a 4 cost Kuzan, the reducer one, you're not really getting much value. You can't reduce anything. And your KO, most of the KO in the deck is like based on attacking rather than reducing and removing its effects. But from these two choices, I would say like Red Black Kobe is like the better one, I guess, cause you have actually have a bot to to beat your opponent with. So you have any like experience regarding this meta about OP11?
OP11. I know I follow the Japanese scene quite a bit, so I know more about Chippy Luffy, Zoro, Bello Betty, and what is it? Blue Purple Luffy, but not so much around like because I haven't seen that much showings of Blue Yellow Nami and Kobe. I think maybe I watched like 1 to 2 videos of like a Japanese player playing Kobe, but honestly, it probably only revolves around Zoro, Bello Betty, um, was it Blue Purple Luffy and GP Luffy. It's like I think it's just those three, like those four that are like
Like Zoro and Battle Betty,
revolving
I feel they
around
are
that.
in, like in the same faction. It's like the aggro deck trying to kill Blue Purple Luffy.
Yeah,
They are like in the same
it's a
faction.
it's a triangle thing. GP beats the Zoro and Belbetti. Zoro Belbetti beats Blue Purple, and then Blue Purple beats
Like almost everything else.
GP.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like basically almost everything in the format. Blue Purple beats.
yeah.
Yeah, but I would say that even with the strong matchup advantage, but even the gameplay wise, Purple has still have a good chance of beating out them. They just gonna be like Sanji 9 to get a heal, stabilize a bit, and they still can like turn over the game very fairly easy. Okay, so now we'll talk about our predictions. So
Oh,
for Paris, so these are the 4 decks that we have kind of listed that are gonna be represented in the Paris regional. Firstly, Shanks. So do you have like any objection about this?
no, I think Shanks definitely will make like will be pretty well represented in Top Cut, just given that it is Shanks. So I'm no objections here, sir.
Then what up? Yeah, but then for Shanks it's like, okay, the why I feel it's gonna be represented well, because I feel it has a strong matchup against Lim, which is another deck that might rise up
Ah,
because of the London showing. There's a
yeah,
lot of
London.
Lim in London, so they're like, okay, how about I play Lim as well, because Lim essentially I think cost wise is pretty cheap.
Hmm.
Yeah, other than the Uso Hachis And the recent, I think the audio promo got like spiked to like insanely high price, man.
Oh, is it
Yeah,
the
the
2K
4 cost,
counter
yeah, the
audio?
4 cost
Yeah,
one, yeah. You can take a look at the TCG player. I think
I'm looking at it.
it's already spiked out
uh,
to insane price, man.
oh, oh, out of stock market price $40.
Yeah, it's like they just
Oh,
shoot up because of this Lim phenomenon.
ah,
Yeah, but I think they can just replace it like with any 2K counter, like the Ace.
or any 2K counter from Odyssey.
Yeah, they can just stop it. I
The
feel.
ace. I think the ace is a 5 cost. Yeah, the ace is a 5 cost. Oh, it's not that bad actually. The effect, the on play effect.
Yeah,
You can
but
play
I
the
think you
ace.
generally use it for 2K counter.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
The audio becomes 6K.
Then what are your
Yes.
thoughts on the build that won London that doesn't run any
The,
high cost cards? It's like maximum 5. They don't have 6. I mean Sakazuki.
the
Then they don't have
the
anything higher.
Sakazuki, yeah.
Yeah, they don't nothing higher than that. They just cap it there.
Well, I think it's pretty unique. Uh, I guess the game plan is just to like flood the board with like their
Mm.
the 5 and 6 costs, which is pretty good. So you don't have to rely on like top end cards. I'm not
Mm.
too sure. I'm not the best at like Lim, but I think it's a like good idea going forward. Don't have to over rely on your boss cards to play.
There,
Like they don't run the 9 cost Adio.
mm, there's like a free 2K counter every turn, man. If you run the 9 cost, it's like a free 2K counter every turn.
Yeah, Adio 9 cost. But is there really like, do you really usually get the chance to run to like play the Adio?
Because if you ram, you will reach Nidon,
Mm.
then you can like play Ardio and then use your leader effect to call another card with the Ardio's on play effect.
Oh, because
It
you played
will
another
untap three Dawn when it's played.
feed on. Oh, and then you get to play another card with
Mm.
yeah, yeah. Oh, in that sense, you can still spawn like 2 units
2 units, yeah,
per
one
turn.
9K and something else. Or even playing like a Zoro at Nidon.
Mm. Oh, but it's counterless, and or the deck only runs the winning list only runs 8, 10 counterless cards. Oh. I'm not too sure. I'm not really well versed in this deck. What do you think?
For
Would
me,
you prefer to run the 9 cost Adio or
personally, when I played against Lim back in like OP10 meta in the one of the CS near in South Asia, they they got me by playing the Zoro. Like I didn't have any way to remove
ah?
Zoro, and then
Mm.
that's why I lost. So it's like I'm not sure not having this kind of a strong top end that was significantly like always end the game if you land it. Like it's a good thing,
Yeah.
but they can some may argue otherwise. It's like because it doesn't have a counter. If like I need
Mm.
to defend my board, but I didn't have the counter in my hand, then I lose out in the tempo.
Yeah. Tempo.
And then for the London winner the list, he played like the small fruit
Oh yeah, I see the
to
small
search.
foot.
They had one cost to search it out, so it's like they have an early drop for one cost drop to synergize well with other characters because most of the other characters require 2 rested units, 2 rested characters on the board to have their on play effects, for example.
Oh. So the smile card, what does it call? Does it do
Uh,
anything?
there's the one cost small uh
The searcher, right? The
yeah, the
OMC.
searcher that search for a small in your deck, a small fruit in your deck.
Yeah.
So usually what they'll do is they'll play it at turn 1. If they don't have any other one drop, they search the deck and then they can kind of see what's in the deck or in the life. By seeing what's in the deck, you kind of know what's in the life. Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. So it's like they
That,
have this kind of knowledge moving forward.
oh, so you get to search your life.
Yeah, it's like a price
Like
check
you
in.
can
It's a price check.
identify your life. A
Like
price check,
Pokemon, yeah, it's like
price
price check in Pokemon. Yeah, it's like they get to search and see what's in the life, then they decide accordingly how the game is gonna go. And then they add the deck card in my hand, then they will which can like discard with NL to filter out.
the draw three trash
Draw
draw
three,
three trash too, yeah.
yeah. So it's like they can kind of like not really lose a card in a sense.
Yeah.
But that's the worst case. It's just the small fruit is in the life. They just that kind of sucks. But I think the chances are low for that happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It
I
goes
think.
to life. Oh, nice one.
Mm,
Yeah. Sorry, you were about to say?
yeah. So that's so I think most of them will probably try to run the same build. Like you just like net the deck and then they'll run the same list. Maybe like we just change some minor changes like the top dot. They just not change to something else. Because there's like one top dot in the list, which is like just to clear Lucky Roo or Jesus Burgers. I think that's the two targets for top dot.
Oh, you only played one.
Yeah, you played one. He's like a whim, I guess. Is it?
Tech card.
Yeah, that card. It's like yeah, but then he felt like wasn't that much that useful, so it's like he tried to change something else.
Okay.
Hmm. Then Teach is also gonna be strongly represented in the Paris regional.
It's for sure.
I think it's also quite in sense simple. Like you just gotta play your cards and deny your opponent their effects. Like in a sense denies their win condition because they gonna need the cards to generate some value throughout the game to either build the board or defend.
Each Paris top 60. I think there'll be more teachers than limbs and shanks.
But
Just me.
but do you can Teach really handle the aggression based from Lim?
I don't think they are able to handle the the easy like the fast 5 cost drops. Like what you get to like you start playing 2 a turn on your Aton, is it?
Okay, I think that
Aton.
the what's the main way the Teach decks will be built to fight Lim, especially. They're just gonna start running Arbun.
Oh yeah, Labun.
Yeah,
The
so
Labun
they go second, they can turn 1 they play Dog Q. Then turn 2 they play Labun, they can clear a 5 drop.
And then the them has to answer the Labun.
Yeah,
If
either
they
one,
don't,
either one, yeah. They have to answer either one.
I think Teach can start playing Labun. I think against P. Luffy is also better because you get rid of the 5 cost kid or like the 5 cost Sanguro.
Yeah, it's
It's
just
not searchable, but it does its job.
that's why like it was run in the previous few versions, but because of the Kuzan coming in, then they decided to cut it.
Yeah. Alright, Kuzan.
But I think they will just put it back in to fight the 5 cost meta. Or you have to be a bit lucky, eat some finger pistol, then get a free KO.
Finger pistol trigger.
Yeah, that's like how the Teach win Doflamingo last time. It's like you're just gonna eat some triggers, man.
Yeah, just got a finger pistol from life. 3-4 cost free.
Yeah, that's like kinda insane, man. Okay, then the one that's kind of weird in this pick is gonna be Mako. Okay, why I put Mako is like because the London champion he did a poll on like what the public wants him to play, and then they kind of ended the poll with Mako be winning. So he's gonna cook some Mako list and then bring it to the regional. So it's like maybe he have some other people following him playing Mako. But so what do you feel about Mako?
I think there's probably like two builds that comes to mind, which is like animal Marco or control, like full control Marco
Mm-hmm.
with what is it? It used Rayleigh, Whitebeard. Uh, but I think all the Marcos will run the Ivankov and Duval engine. Did, do you know those cards?
Hmm? Sorry.
The Ivankov and the Duval.
Ivankov and Duval. Yeah. For the Japanese OP11 format, there's this Mako deck coming up. Sorry, not coming up. It's like he won the 1v1 cup in the Japan BCF. Then
Ah, yeah.
he was running this Mako Ivankov Duval engine.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ivankov, Monet, Duval, any good two costs he just plays and then he just get value throughout with Ivankov. And then Ivankov is like uh what you call that? It's like a card engine generator.
You get to
That
draw one
yeah, you get a
from
draw every
Ivankov.
turn. So you
Yeah,
got
that's.
the
I think Marco can do quite well with the Red Pilot because you have like it won Treasure Cup here once in Australia.
mm-hmm.
Like Marco won a Treasure Cup in Australia once, and it's like people actually tried the deck after, and I think uh, with just enough like what publicity, people can start cooking for Marco. I'm
Mm-hmm.
pretty excited for that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for Mako, like it's a removal deck per se, and previously in the OP10 meta, the Mako decks I've encountered they kind of run like removal spells, especially blue ones like Gravity Blade, Red Rock.
Ah, yeah.
Then they play like the strong Whitebeard characters such as 5 cost Mako, which kind of anti removal.
That'd be cool.
Then there's like
Yeah,
a 5 cost Ace which has Rush and also anti removal.
yeah,
So
yeah.
maybe we'll see the
All
kind of
the
build
trust.
going.
Yeah,
And they can play
I
Ace as well.
personally think it'll probably be more to the control side
Mm.
of Marco. That's gonna do better because it feels the meta should be like controlling other people's board.
Mm. Yeah, for Mako, they have like okay. The good thing is they can run Ace. It's like Ace gets to minus 3 can get Rush. That's like the prime of Whitebeard Pirates and in the past. Just because of Ace. You remember Ace?
Yeah,
7
Ace.
cost Ace,
Oh,
man.
I thought he got a hole in his
Yeah, he became a
heart.
donut.
Yeah, he killed a donut.
Mm. Okay.
Sakazuki, my god.
Yeah. Sad man. Okay, so we got a question in the chat. It's like someone asked what about Boney? So
Sorry.
what about Boney? You are
What about
you're the Boney
Bonnie?
champ, man.
Oh,
So
uh,
how about Boney?
how about Bonnie? I think honestly, I haven't seen that much results with Bonnie. But I think it's pretty good into some of the decks in the meta. I personally think it does okay into Shanks as long as you bring 4/9 Shanks. Like it's a losing matchup, but it's pretty doable for Bonnie. Bonnie beats P Luffy in my eyes, like comfortably, I think. Um, but against Teach, it's quite tough if you if the Teach player knows like really knows what they're doing. Uh, but personally, I run 4/9 Zoros for
Mm-hmm.
the Teach matchup. But as the Teach player, if you know your opponent is running Zoros, you cannot drop the 10 cost Teach
Hmm.
on the Zoro if you
You have to like set
uh
up some sort of Banogers to kind of clear
yeah,
the Zoro.
you have
Because
to
like
set
if
up the Van Auger field.
So it's that because it's like if they play another Zoro, it's just over, right? It's like if you play like Zoro, teach, then you Zoro again, it's over.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just
Then you
can't
cannot do
handle it.
anything.
Yeah, they just can't handle it.
Yeah. So that's the idea behind the Zoro I bring. But if they know how to like set up their Ren augers, then it's the Bonnie's job to what is it?
Clear the
To use their
Vanogers.
Hodies to attack into the Ren
Mm.
augers, then play the long game.
Okay, but then usually would they use their leader effect against Bonnie?
Teach, I
Yeah.
think Teach can start using it in the Hodie Jones turn. So when Bonnie is arriving at 7 or 8 dawn.
Mm-hmm.
During the 5 or 6 dawn turn for Bonnie, I don't think Teach should use it because mainly it's going to be a Smoker or Cavendish turn
Mm.
unless unless you're afraid of getting Apud, like the one cost Apu, you
Mm.
can rest. If the Blackbeard tries to set up like dock queue the turn before, then you can just Apu and then attack into the dock queue.
Mm-hmm.
Then they lose one. They lose their mana efficient play in that sense.
Mm.
And it's much easier for Bonnie to face Teach if the Teach doesn't bring Shiryu or doesn't see Shiryu. So you always have to get the Tashigi out as Bonnie.
Mm. So what do you think Teach will start running Jack, for example?
Jack, I don't think you can run Jack because you mainly want to deal with the 5 cost threats, right? With the rise of like Lim and Kilufi. So I
Mm-hmm.
don't think there's space for Jack. You're better off with running Lahoud in that
Mm.
space, I think. Because you still need a lot of cost reduction alongside the Jack, right?
Mm. Okay, then how about Lim? Fighting Lim as Bonnie.
Fighting Lim as Bonnie. Um, I think it's fairly. I think it's doable because you get to stun their units with
Carrot?
was it with Carrot? Yeah, with Carrot, and you always Bonnie is a deck where you always have to deal with your opponent's board, so you don't really want to give opponent resources. So you
Mm-hmm.
just like leave them at like whatever life they're at, and then once you build your board and settle it, then you start attacking. I think Lim from the London list, you can't really out the
Kid.
8 cost kid.
Yeah. I think they can like go for like two big hits with Mihawk. That's about it.
Ah yeah, yeah, the standing Mihawk, the one that makes it active.
Yeah. So they can hit it
That's
twice with
set
big ones.
so like 6 plus 7, right?
Mm.
Technically, because you use 3 dawn to play the Mihawk, so like 13, 13.
Mm.
But I think you can easily counter out of like one attack and the other one you probably gonna block it with
Mm.
the free call from the 8 cost kid.
Okay, so but
So I think it should be fine.
then there's a tech slot in a lim deck. Then
Mm.
I guess they're expecting much more ponies or even any green decks like Smoker. They can just play Gamma Knife, right?
Yeah, I think you can play. I think Gamma Knife is kind of uh usable in this meta because you still need to handle a lot of high cost units. Like just by minusing a 5k and then swinging at it is pretty important. Like it's not necessarily like you have to bring Gamma Knife just to keep Kid in mind, but you can use it just to like control board sometimes as like a purple player.
But then
So I think running
yeah, for
hmm?
Gamma Knife is still is good against the few characters I can feel is very strong against is like firstly Jack. Because Jack is like
Ah
he has a removal every turn, you kind of need to clear it. If not, it's gonna be like every turn you gotta clear one card, you gotta pop card, so it's like it has to go when it's rested. Then you just Gamma Knife and beat it. Secondly, it's like Whitebeard. It's the same as Jack, just that it clears 5k power characters, but then if it reduces, it can clear much higher threshold. So that card also gotta go. Then it's like Kate. Then regarding that is other characters like maybe blockers, any large blockers that blocked attack. You can like use Gamma Knife to try to clear it off the board by beating it with other characters.
Yeah. And Piloki can run Gamma Knife conveniently because it's searchable from the
Law.
Law Searcher.
Yeah. Because the
Yeah,
hard
so that
pirates.
that's something to keep in mind when
Mm.
putting Gamma Knife in Piloki decks. Yeah, you can run one or two.
Yep. It's ability to attack for the any green decks in the meta.
Yeah, required.
But then Bonnie doesn't fare well against like the red decks, right? Like Marco
Ah,
especially.
yeah, against Marco is quite tough because they just get rid of your cards
Minus
too
2k and beat.
easily. Yeah, minus 2k beat my 6k units, then it just beat 4. Like 5 into 4 is already like
It's gotta be
annoying. Or
6
like
lah
6 into
because
4.
yeah, it will add the dawn, so it's like
Yeah,
6k.
6 into 4. So that's like kind of let go from the body side. You
Hmm.
can't really afford to guard with 2 cards for your units
Yep,
a
it's
lot of the
definitely
time.
tough.
It's
So there's a
quite
Bonnie
tough.
is like kind of a 50-50 matchup in the meta because like you have to deal with the red
Yeah.
decks, then you can win the aggro decks, yeah, but you're gonna be tough dealing with the red decks with their removal tools available.
Mm. Like the deck looks broken. Like the cards, like individually in a Bonnie, I think the cards look broken, but I think yeah, it's kind of fair in the meta.
Well, personally I
'Cause,
feel green decks are just kind of overtuned. They're like always like on the paper they're all good cards. They're all good cards.
mm,
Then it's just yeah, kind of weak because green issue is always it is susceptible to removal because its main job is always based on the board. Like I can only do what I have on the board. With the exception of
yeah,
Holy Jones, it's like whatever I can do is on the board. I have to build my board up before I can start attacking or doing anything else.
yeah,
So that's what green always suffers from.
agree.
Okay, then we'll look at the perf
Prediction.
predictions. Yeah. So for the predictions wise, we still have the few decks. Mainly the top dog Shanks. But then maybe after if Paris really shows a strong limb following, there might be other decks that rise up to fight it, like Luigi.
Lucy.
The MP Luffy is just a strong
Lucy is
contender
definitely
moving forward. It's just I just do my own thing and I'm able to win any matchup. That just by curving out. As they call it PCP. It's like perfect curve purple. It's just they're gonna do
yeah,
their own thing. And then Marco, if they really has a strong showing or performance in Paris, it's gonna be
yeah.
the next
But
thing that people will hype on, will jump on the bandwagon and then play for Perth.
you guys must really like Marco, huh?
Mm, that's some
But
people's favorites for Marco.
yeah, Marco. Yeah, with if it goes well in was it Paris? Yeah, I could definitely see people bringing it here first. Lucci is there. I think there are still a lot of Lucci copers. I think here, some people who can't let the deck go.
Like Lucci, they just kind of pivot it to the Kuzan build. Like they just have 4 Kuzan, 10 Kuzan. They just go for these more longer grindier games with Mancherry, Rebecca, like getting the value throughout the game. Compared to Mora doing like everything, but now they have to like kind of split up the work. So like a big threat is the Kuzan, the big threats. Then there's like the Mancherry to and Rebecca to get the value. So it's like they just kind of split up the job. And then without Ice Age, you kind of have the Kuzan to sub in as the global Ice Age, you know.
Mm. Yep.
So,
It's hard to out.
so for Perth, you do you have like have an Australian kind of a meta like it's like an Australia thing, you know. It's like only Australians play this specific kind of
Uh,
play style they like per
in
se.
Australia, I feel like I've been seeing, like, let's say I play locals here, right? I do come every week. I probably see Shanks as the most represented,
Mm-hmm.
personally. I did face some Marco last week, actually. And, well, I played Bonnie and I was sweating, honestly. It's pretty tough.
Mm-hmm.
I, Lucci, well, I did face Lucci again yesterday, and
Mm-hmm.
I lost as Bonnie because, like, you know, black versus Bonnie's first matchup is probably still black or race.
Yeah.
Uh, Australians tend. I'm not too sure about this meta. This meta has been more of a, like, as people say on Twitter, I think it's jungle. So it's like
So a lot
you
of
don't really
exploration to
know.
do.
Yeah, so like there's actually so much exploration.
But then do you know
Uh,
like what's the comfort picks they will do for Australia, especially?
comfort picks. I think I definitely say Shanks. I think there are quite a few Bonnie here and there, more than Pilufis. I think I see. But I think Rob Lucci can also be in there. Like one to look out for, I guess here.
Or any Lucci Coppers in Australia?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are 100%,
100%.
100%. Teach isn't as popular here, I think.
Teach.
Teach isn't as popular.
Well, teach is like the fun denier, you know. It's like no fun allowed.
Yeah, yeah. We like to have fun here. We let people play their things.
But I guess there are like some foreign competitors coming.
I think your people are coming.
Yeah, yeah. I think definitely some there are some people they're trying
Yeah,
to
people are coming.
compete in Australia.
Yeah. I personally am not going, so I hope I get to see like good good meta there, good turnout, good meta. But personally, if I went to Perth, I'd probably bring Blackbeard or Shanks, or maybe Bonnie if I'm coping with like the meta.
Bonnie. I think Bonnie is definitely strong. Regarding is like you just gotta be like sometimes you just need to be lucky in your matchups. Like there's no deck that can confidently beat all decks. I feel.
Yeah, I feel like it's a matchup roulette at this point. You're most likely defined by like how well your matchups are during the day. So yeah,
Yep, definitely. It's,
mostly I
you have to be a bit lucky in the first, especially the first few rounds because there are the most chance that you're gonna beat a rogue deck.
yeah, the first few rounds.
Because
First
moving
few rounds are the
on
most
the
important.
tournament, it's gonna be less chance where as the rogue decks get eliminated by the stronger decks in the meta.
Yeah, I think you're gonna see most of like three to four types of decks in the later rounds. Bound to meet Shanks or like a Piluki or a Teach. Yep. Yes.
So what about those that will try to bring Nami in this
Oh,
meta?
Nami. I think Nami is it's a I would say if I would rate it out of 10 in this meta, I'd probably give it like a 7. Because it's mostly about control in this meta, and Nami does pretty well against decks that are slower. So I think I can see Nami like doing pretty well if people were to bring it to like these regionals.
I think with the absence of like P2Fee, even Tofi and uh, like Zoro, such decks, Nami can
Hmm.
definitely thrive in such a meta where everyone
Yeah.
is running a much slower approach in the meta, farming up for the late game, building up the board. Yeah, even in Tofi,
Oh,
like without Jinbei, it's gonna be tough for
Oh yeah,
to fight Nami.
it's tough.
You don't get to flood the board as fast.
It's like one to two unit a turn,
Mm.
and you're not swinging as technically your first few things aren't like as big, so it's pretty easy to pump it out.
Mm.
Yeah, without Jinbei it's kind of tough for sure. For a lot of
Okay.
because the red rock technically becomes useless also in the Nami matchup.
Yeah, you have a few deck cards, I guess. But you can use Gravity Blade to like +2 to the deck size, I guess.
Yeah, 7 burn +2 deck size.
No choice.
And that's choice.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, man.
What deck there are two Kayas onward.
You have like Kayas and I guess some of them run the 2 cost blockers. That
Wait,
mill a card when
3 cost?
2 cost. There's a 2 cost
Oh,
blocker that kind of trash a card when it's
ah,
when it's
the one
dead.
with the dog, right? The old man
I
with the
think so.
dog.
Yeah. Then there's a 3
There's
cost
that one
that
and
on play
the
draw card. Yeah.
3 cost blocker, the draw one, Marguerite.
Yeah. There's like these characters on the field. If not Kaya or Mr. One, I'm not sure is it Mr. One.
Oh yeah, the event salvager.
Yeah, the one that takes back the event. Yeah. So you have a few
Yeah,
targets to plus to the deck, I guess. Send back to the deck.
yeah. Yeah, pretty okay, I guess. To
And
gravity
pudding,
blade.
yeah, it's just pudding.
Thing.
And then
Ah, I forgot pudding was a card. That's
yeah,
true.
people were whining about banning pudding, man. It's like in the previous
Uh,
meta, it's like where pudding is too broken, man. I can't play my BY deck. Yeah, blah blah blah.
yes. I remember those times.
But then
But now I haven't heard people talk about pudding as much,
yeah, but blue
which
is
has
like
definitely
kind
dimmed
of hit.
down.
It's like blue not really part of a thing already. It's not aggressive. But like the good thing about pudding at the time was like it was like kind of a hyper aggressive deck with a way to disrupt hand. So it's like people have like issues defending against those decks when they can just ship your entire hand away. Because the good thing about getting hit is like you have more resource to plan your future turns. But about the pudding, it just kind of wipes that advantage away.
Yep.
Okay, so now we look at the any Q&A. So what are we bringing towards the events? Okay, so Jasper, you want to share what you will you bring to the event if you were to play like in this format?
In this format, my options would definitely be Control Shanks or Blackbeard.
No more bony.
Those are. I'm a bony clover, but and enjoyer, but I don't know. It feels like maybe it can bring me to like top cut chance or like at a top 32, but I don't think I can see myself like winning an event with body. Uh, Maybe it depends on how the meta changes, I guess, over the next few, like after these two regionals. If we see like more aggro based decks, then I probably can bring body in. But for consistency and like not really consistency when you play Shanks, but like consistency like choices, I preferably play Blackbeard or like Shanks. That's probably what I want to bring. Um, yeah,
So
body is like like the side deck you keep. Like
mm,
if you don't know what to play or like if you want to have fun, then I bring the body out.
mm, for me, I'm more of a guess Usopp Copper. I feel like
So
Usopp is definitely like underexplored and it's gonna have some what you call that potential.
yeah,
And of course,
I've
you
seen.
you know his curve is like it's kind of sometimes really it feels unbeatable. It's like they once they slam out the Rebecca Kairos plus Zoro, it just
Oh yeah.
completely wipes the board and it's very hard to have a way to come back, especially if they back to back it.
Oh, if you back to back Rebecca Kairos, that seems unbeatable.
Hmm.
Because the Kairos gets rid of two units essentially.
Yep. And I feel the only bad matchup I feel is maybe like really Shanks, I think. Like, but then if they play the Rush variant, I think it's much easier to deal with because their characters are more mid-size and
Yeah,
much easier to clear.
yeah. You get to clear the 5 cost rush Luffy easily. But, yeah, yeah. You get to clear that easily. Then would you try Usopp with like, let's say, Howl Blaze or like Jack,
Previously, I think
Rebecca?
I made like a list to use this approach for
Mm.
uh for the what call that this approach towards the clearing the burgers especially. So it's like I play Olympus and then such things.
Oh, the Orlumbus, yeah.
Mm. No, by the way, thank you for the prime sub, Taisha 95. Yeah. So, but then because I explored with this, and then I feel it's like I don't really want to play such deck cards because if my plan revolves around Howl Blaze, I got to have the Howl Blaze, man. Then
Yeah.
if I don't have the Howl
Oh,
Blaze, it's like sometimes my play just feels very weird because I don't have
yeah.
the Howl Blaze. Or if not, I have too many Howl Blaze, then I don't have a very efficient reducer.
Ah, yeah, yeah. The Howl Blaze is not searchable too, so
Unless you play the Navy Searchers, which is like that's another story, man. I want to play as much Dracula Searchers to ensure my Rebecca Kairos, which is like the
yeah,
main cause of the deck, man. It's like I just gotta hit that curve every game, and I'm gonna win because I developed such a strong board on 7 Dawn, you know.
yeah, you're 7 and a 9
Mm.
done.
I
Would
feel
you
it's like
ever
it's good.
consider?
Consider.
Sorry, would you ever consider like, uh, what is it? Playing like Howl Blaze? Have you ever seen like the Aramaki build?
Or I saw the build for Rebecca in the past. Like they play Tenkusan and Aramaki.
Yeah,
Then it's like Aramaki is also it's kind of clunky. It's an 8 cost that does nothing
in
on its
discard
own.
one.
It's
Yeah,
like I mean
you
it's
have
like
to
I get
discard.
a Howl Blaze for free every turn, but it does
Yeah,
nothing
you
on its
get a
own.
Howl Blaze for free. That's true. Yeah, that was I did explore the deck for fun, but that was during what Dofi meta OP09. I just got destroyed by Dofi, so I threw the deck.
I saw some Japanese have some success with it. Then I tried to experiment with deck. It's like, but then it's not it, man. It's like too much
Yeah,
reliance on high end cards. So it's like your early game is quite empty, and then you reach the high end. Sometimes it's not don't have enough removals or don't have enough counters. He has a lot of issues within itself. So I decided I think it's not it. Okay, so McKnight said bringing Shanks, but I feel like crap at times. I mean, yeah, that's the problem of Shanks. It just is curve reliant, and then the cards you really want to use or whatever you need at a point of time, they are not searchable, so you gotta have it when you have it. Then if not, you have to find a way to maneuver out of that position with whatever you have at the time. It's like, for example, you need like a relay to kind of stabilize or clear 2 cards, but then you only got a backman, so you gotta do with backman and use your remaining turn to try to clear as much as you can to stabilize the board. Yeah, I think that's the issue of Shanks. Then people like decided to cut their searches for something else, like more
what?
mid game characters such as Silver's Relay, the 5 cost one, Mako, Ace, Dragon. They decided to cut the searches for space for this.
I
Then
see a
they
lot of
miss out.
Marco being played actually.
There's a lot.
Marco,
Hmm.
the 5 cost
Yeah, I
Marco,
guess because they can kind of combo with like Gordons
building
and
string.
Fielding Snakes, yeah, to clear out 6k
Yeah,
bodies easily. Plus they have some kind of KO resistance against like for the Teach matchup.
mm,
Hmm. But overall, I think Shanks is a good pick in the sense that it has like a good matchup against everything. It's like okay, everything there's no sure lose matchup. So I bring Shanks, I can just fight any deck. I just need to draw like decently. I don't have to like draw the nuts draw. If I just draw decently, I have like mix of good enough of a number of counters, and then threats. Then I just balance it well, and I can easily beat any deck. Yeah, that's what I feel about Shanks. Do you agree that?
Me? Agree?
Yeah, for Shanks, it's just
Agree.
drawing the right
Yeah.
parts where you need it, man.
Yes. Yes.
Mm.
The the deck is pretty straightforward. If you don't get the pieces you need during the right time, then it just feels like oh, I'm losing here. You know. But
Yeah, that's like
I
the
think
main.
that's the main thing of the deck.
Mm.
I think
Then what about any other sleeper decks you feel that might come out?
sleeper deck.
Mm.
Honestly, during like my testing period, because before I decided that like I could not go to perf, like before I knew that, I was testing RP Luffy.
Mm. Another Gum Giant abuser, I guess.
Yes, yes, RP Luffy. So I think the idea was like, what you get to you get to play like 10 cost Shanks in the deck,
Mm.
while while also being able to play Gum Gum Giant, because those were like I was like, oh, Shanks is a good deck. Oh, Gum Gum Giant is broken. Oh, why don't we mix them together? So
Mm.
I came to the idea of RP Luffy. Um, so the idea was like, what, I played the uh seven cost kid, and then play the 10 cost Shanks. So you attack with the kid, and you play the Shanks, then you attack with the kid, you -1, then you gain 1 dot from your leader, then you have a 1 dot up for Gum Gum Giant, a 7k leader, plus Shanks that -1k to your opponent's units. You know, so
Mm.
that was the idea behind the deck, but obviously the deck consistency issues,
And
but it
having
isn't.
3 life, I think is like also quite painful.
Yeah, yeah,
You can't really stabilize the aggro much compared to the newer Blue Purple Luffy
yeah. It's like
that can
the
draw a
three
card in
life,
return.
and you don't really gain life because you don't run Lilith in the deck.
Mm. Well, I guess you can
And
try. Do you try that?
I did try it, but I felt that the deck was better if you run like the rush, because you needed to run the rush Shanks. You needed to
Mm.
run 9 cost Luffy, the rush one,
Mm.
and I was trying out with the 10 cost. Was it the 10 cost Shanks that KOs one?
Mm.
Yeah, I was trying that. But the deck, if you don't see like your Spawn Clay or your Zorojuro, or was it Spawn Clay, Zorojuro, or your, well, do you know the 4 cost event, the Calamity thing,
4 cost
the
event,
one
or
that
the
lets
one that
you?
draws a card and ram one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You need to see one of those three.
Mm. They don't run
So,
the 3 cost event that rams. The one with the Big Mom picture inside.
oh, yeah, the one that gets you another done if your
Yeah,
opponent has
if the open at
6k,
6k,
right?
yeah. So it's like,
No,
I
I
mean,
didn't
it's
run
strong against
that
Lim.
one.
Yeah, well, it is strong against Lim. Lim rams one, you ram two.
Yeah, I don't run that. I never really considered it, but maybe I can give it a
Well,
try.
actually, it sounds quite pretty strong against Lim. I mean, like, play a 6k rested. Your turn,
Mm.
you play this 3 cost event, you ram two, you use the 2 don to attach your leader, you hit a 6k. Essentially,
Ah,
you get a 3 counter of them. Where
yeah,
you
I
ram
can
2.
try that. Yeah, and your Gum Gum Giant is searchable with Nami Searcher.
Yeah, because all these things adding up. Maybe it's supposed to
Yeah,
shot again, revive it.
maybe I'm gonna
Uh,
try it. It seems fun enough, to give it a
yeah.
shot. So that was one thing I was cooking, but sometimes the kitchen burns.
Hmm.
That's what happened, I guess.
Yeah, but it's fine to burn like in locals especially. It's like you gotta test, then you cook it well enough. It's a decent one, then you can ship it for the nets or something like originals.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, we'll see. I don't have that much. We don't have that much regionals here left.
Mm.
Probably like only oh, off, two online and one offline. So there's only three before EBO2 comes in. So not many chances left, but we'll see where we end up later.
So we'll wait for the chat to have any other questions for us. Well, then meanwhile, do you want to share how you prepare for any regionals and big events? Like, what's your
Uh,
preparation?
what's my preparation? Usually I just like I have my testing group. Like we play at night, something like that. But for personally, like without like including like like let's say like my friends into the mix, because technically my testing group are like my a group of friends here.
Hmm.
Like my close group of friends. Like we do everything together. I usually would, you know, get myself like adapted to the meta by just watching YouTube videos. I mainly watch the Japanese ones. So like I watch like like the Shumai Cup
Yep,
YouTube
yep, yep.
channel. Yeah, I usually watch those. Like they have like actually like so many videos on like even like the previous metas. Then I would go to like let's say like I wanted to play Bonnie or RG Smoker. Then I would just find like an RG Smoker video. Then I watch them play. Then I'll be like, um, the guy did this, the guy runs this. Oh, if I were in his position, what would I do? I usually try to put myself in their shoes. That's how. And then think about like the situations that would likely happen if each thing happened. So that's usually how I prepare, just like by watching, you know, getting used to like the cards. So yeah, that's mainly how I prepare.
Okay. So for my case, I would just watch mainly watch some tournament bots, so you kind
Mm.
of know what's going on in the meta, what are they playing, how they play, what different builds they have,
Yeah.
variations, and then we look at the we look at the deck itself I want to play. So I have to look at the pie chart, like the meta pie chart. It's like, okay, I decided to play this deck. Like for example, Blue Dolphin. I read up on it. I watch any videos or guides that are available. Like then, like sometimes if you are in doubt or you need a deeper analysis, you can like purchase some guides.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of content out there. And like we also have some content like SeafoodKing has content about like what how the deck guides are supposed to be, how the deck is supposed to be piloted, what are the different matchups that you need to what you take care of, what are the intricacies of the deck, like what specific combos you have. I think we do look out for those.
Yeah.
Like also we learn from like other sources, so we like implement, then we incorporate in our guides.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
These
overall
guys
you
are
do that.
pretty
Then
good.
you after that you get all the theory. Then next is gotta be practical. You gotta have the few training sessions, like find a few friends, do some testing, like you say sparring.
Yeah, you
So
have
you
to try it
kind of
out
know.
yourself.
Yeah, you kind of know what is going on. Then when you, for example, if you lose, you can kind of do like an analysis of why you lost or like your final turn, how you're supposed to play. Then I mean like you can do some take backs as well because it's like a training session, right? It's like you do take
Yeah.
back so you can know what's the optimal play, what line you're gonna go for. Then your opponent can maybe like do like review his hand, then it's like or tell you, okay, if you do this, I might lose because I don't have enough counters for example.
Yeah.
But then because everything to you is unknown knowledge, like you don't know whether they have enough counters at that point of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then like you can play towards this out specifically. Yeah, so that's why I feel like it's good to have like training session with friends, or you can play like I think there's like small tournaments going on like locals, like even your standard battle. As they say, like we play standard battle to have a better standard.
Yeah.
That's what the
That's
standard
definitely
means in the standard battle, I guess.
for sure.
Yeah.
That's a good
So
way to practice.
So you do some practice, then after that, like if some more extreme cases, you can play like money match, like they play for some money. Yeah, I think some
Sounds
of
like a
them do that.
Singaporean thing.
Yeah, it's a Singaporean thing. I think it's originated
Yeah.
here.
Every time I meet my Singaporean friends, they're always like money match, money match. I'm like, nah,
Yeah, bro.
I just
They
play
gotta play
here.
with something on the line, man. If not, they don't feel the urge to win, I guess.
Yeah, and I understand. It,
Mm.
it, it puts like something on the line, so you actually play like more serious.
Yeah, you don't like take, for example, risky gambles
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like a casual game
exactly.
you do. Yeah.
It's like you're playing an actual tournament.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah,
Like yeah, or something of value at stake, right? Not necessarily money,
yeah,
yeah, but something of value.
yeah. Like I don't know, like treat to like a drink or something usually, right?
Yeah. Like a small, maybe a small one, like you will do.
Yeah,
As long as you feel there's something pushing you to play as
yeah.
optimal as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Magna asks us, I feel like my basics fundamentals are bad for the mathing a little. Guys, I think there are like a lot of content out there regarding this. And then for SeafoodKing, we have recently we had a stream. I'm not sure you can watch the VOD, but we had a stream that Alfred did like GP Luffy play. He played GP Luffy for stream, and then he like did some fundamentals teaching like about what are the lines you could take and what ways to gain as much value. Because for example, not for example, for such a board reliant deck like GP Luffy or aggro deck, you kind of need to have the basics to maximize value on the board, like as much as possible, because you don't have like any game winning card at the end. Like for example, you slam this card, you gotta win the game based on raw stats alone or raw effects. It's not gonna happen that way. You have to build up the board, solely chip value, get as much counters as possible from the opponent's hand. So in the later part of the game, they don't have enough counters. Yeah, so you have to plan out accordingly. Then you go for lethal. But then I think there are like also some lethal puzzles online, I guess. I haven't seen any of these before. Lethal
Little
puzzles, yeah.
puzzles.
So it's like they give you a board
Yeah,
state, then the hand is unknown, then you gotta plan how to kill the guy.
yeah, yeah. I've
Mm.
seen those.
But sometimes I feel that some is quite outlandish. It's like they had like there's one with the GY law having two
Ah,
Cavendish on the
yeah,
board. I'm
yeah,
like, why you have two Cavendish on the board, man? That's like bad play.
yeah, yeah. Like you can't use the skill.
Yeah, you just crippled yourself for no reason, man.
Yeah, that
Mm.
one.
Yeah, I think
I
then
don't
you
know.
can like
I
do
saw the video.
you can like read up on the comments, especially there was like someone will post their answer. They're like, okay, do this, you had little. Of course, you try to think of yourself first.
First, yes.
You think, then if you think you got the answer, you double check that is logical and correct. Like you don't have like suddenly you spend 11 ton doing your play, but actually you only have 10 ton. Yeah. Then you see the answers and see whether your answers goes in line with what others are thinking, or so that you can see that whether you got the correct train of thought when you're thinking about your little. But most of the time you can kind of think in a way that like each face down card maximum shield value 2000 the opponent has. Like of course you can like get additional info based on what they already had or what they searched for in the previous turn.
Mm.
So you kind of know what is already existing in their hand, and the remaining thing is unknown. And of course the life you also have to plan accordingly. And then for attacking is like you can hit in uh increasing
Up
orders.
to.
Yeah, increasing orders.
Okay.
Like not necessarily in 2k by increase by 2k
Yeah.
every attack, but you can like do increasing. So it's like they have to eat like enough counter value in their hand to have enough to guard for the entire attack. So
Yeah.
usually you just or you can do like if you have enough attackers you can do like test swings. You like swing, for example you swing like 6. Then if they don't have a 2k, then you're like okay this guy doesn't have a 2k. If not he will just have definitely guarded man.
Yeah.
So you have to do this kind of small testing chips to determine their hand quality. Because might be all one case and they just like oh shit I can't guard. Yeah,
what
I think
happens.
it all comes with experience. I feel it's like experience thing.
Yeah,
You gotta know like when this guy definitely can't eat this 6k attack, man. He eat this, it's over. Yeah, you gotta have
yeah,
like the experience to determine that. So it's like it always comes with ball playing. It's like you play more, you kind of understand what the flow of the game is like, and how you're gonna uh, defend accordingly to maximize your value or,
yeah.
or survive as long as possible. Yeah. Okay, so we got a question. What's better, GP Luffy or you? I think you refer to UP lah, like the blue purple.
Yeah, UP. It
So
was
you want to share? You wanna share what's the what you feel is the better one?
me. I think UP Luffy is better personally over GP because it's just I feel like it's just stronger cards overall. Like you can handle like the UP can handle the GP's Sanji Pudding quite easily with 9 mom.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's mainly the reason why. But I personally like playing GP more because it's more not interactive, but it's like there's like much more things to do, so it keeps my what is it like my brain going. I
Mm.
get to think more in that sense. But playing blue purple is mostly like one linear. It's like it's a linear deck where like you check top five. Oh, is there a mom? Something? Is there a Sanji? You grab the Sanji and then you play out the card from the Sanji like that. But I think on a scale power level, definitely blue purple is much stronger. Not much stronger, but it's stronger over
Okay,
GP.
I definitely agree with that. It's like blue purple is definitely the menace in OP11,
Mm-hmm.
where it's just absolutely strong. You early game you just don't have to do anything but just ram. And 8 dawn you will after your 8 dawn your leader effect procs you will get the basically solve anything or any cards that you need, you will just come because of the leader ability to search. Then he has access to the one of the strongest top end Sanji. Then you can call any other strong top end as well from it because you just basically arrange the top five. So every time you kind of draw two and it's selective draw based on what you see from the top five. That's the issue of the why is it so strong. And then not to mention there's like Gangnam Giant. So essentially what happens is my turn I draw two using my leader ability. Your turn I draw two as well from Gangnam Giant. So every time I get this incremental value and then it will just snowball out of range for anyone. For as
Yep.
compared to GP, it's a deck that's I think I'll say super reliant on Sanji Pudding.
Yep.
That's why the whole deck is built to search Sanji Pudding. And you gotta like stack them up to to get the most value of the deck.
You need to have like three on the board.
Yeah. But that being said, I think but I love GP Luffy, man. It's like because like it gives the RP Law vibes, man. It's like that's what they gave us like after RP Law is dead. So it's like a reminiscence thing, I think. It's like nostalgic feel, play my RP Law stuff. Just that it's not red anymore, it's green instead. Then there's like the also the leader is like the leader of the night is like damn cool, man.
Yes, the alt art is like actually like cool.
Yeah,
Sick.
it's like sick, man. Compared to blue purple. Blue purple it's not bad, but like it's not that cool
Yeah,
compared to the green purple one. It's
yeah.
like yeah, it's like I bought the alternate in the Japanese one in Japan, but sadly after OP10 come out I never really got to use it already because it's just not that good anymore.
What's up?
The
The
for the green purple.
oh,
Yeah.
really good.
So
It's good.
so you're looking forward to the EB2 release?
I'm looking forward. I can't wait. I want to get honestly. I want to get all of this meta ASAP. I want to play GP.
But
I
then I
think it's
think
gonna
with
be fun.
the GP coming up, it's gonna be like the same as Japanese format, right? It's gonna have the Red Green Poker coming back to
The what?
stop
Poker?
Red Green Poker. He's gonna come back to stop GP. Then Shanks, I guess, he's gonna modify the deck to kind of beat GP as well, so it's gonna be like super heavy removal.
Yeah, gotta be super heavy removal.
Yeah, so overall, I think I'll be shared. The shared consensus is just UP is better, man.
Yes.
That's what they say. Up Luffy.
Up Luffy, up Luffy.
Yeah, up Luffy, man. Sad to say that the Nika also kind of got hit, the purple, the black purple one.
Yeah, no worry, yeah.
No Moria, man. They hit the deck also quite hard. Lost Moria. So we have Ice Age to do some removal with Sanji.
Just got hit.
He also got hit as well, but Moria is just too strong, man. I guess it really had to go.
Have to go. Force it.
So we'll wait like a few more minutes, like 2 more minutes, for any other remaining questions from chat. Yeah, but so this meta is really interesting one. We'll see like there's like even a fresh take on Lim that nobody saw coming.
Yeah, the limb definitely was a surprise, but I guess it's kind of well deserved. Like the deck is actually pretty good, but it's just I don't think people explore it that much. That's why like it hasn't been
I think they
like
didn't see what was coming, I guess.
yeah, of course.
Then what you expect on the Mako deck?
Marco deck, yeah, I think control variant would more likely make like if if Marco were to top, I think the control variant for sure will probably like appear. But yeah, not that sure. Haven't played the deck much, but it is like it can be likely.
Can be likely.
Yeah, like I think it's likely.
Okay. From personal
At least
experience,
like
I feel the deck sometimes just run shots on counter. I guess like you lose, you kind of no counter to defend against attacks, or you just
yeah,
run out of cards just to clear stuff. Cause like
it's
corners are not
mostly
free, man.
yeah. Your cards are mostly like removal cards with like don't have like 2K counters, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably the problem. But technically, you can filter it out with Marco from the draw one.
But then you are not really getting value, right? Like you're not getting cards. You're
Mm.
like okay, you're like trading cards.
Yeah, you're losing cards like one by one. You're not
Slowly you're
gaining anything. Yeah.
diminishing your cards. That's why I think Mako may not be that strong. Despite
But one to look out for sure.
definitely.
One to look out for.
Any other takes you have on the meta?
The meta. I think that's probably it. I think we pretty much covered like what will probably be good later on.
Or you wanna share a bit on your what did happen in Wolves?
Ah, first round I faced the Joshua Oosters, the guy that got third in the tournament. That was my first round. I I lost. I think I couldn't handle his brook, so his 3 cost brook um was able to like survive like a turn or two.
Sorry, you're playing
And
Dofi, is it?
I was playing Dofi, sorry, yeah, I was playing Dofi. So yeah, my Twitch blew up, everything blew up, and I just lost because he was able to clear like two each turn with Lucci and Tempest Keep. So yeah, these things happen. That's fine. Then second game, I faced the Dofi mirror, but after Mulligan, my starting hand was two Jozu, two Pudding, and one Crocodile.
That's kind of bad.
It's not even kind of bad. I didn't know what to play. I
Yeah, you gotta
couldn't play
start
anything.
playing 2K counters on the board.
Yeah, I couldn't. Like, I was just like, okay, I guess. but I did win two after that, so that was okay. It was a good experience, you know. You get to meet like a lot of players around the world, you know.
Definitely.
It was fun. I definitely enjoyed my experience there. Yeah.
So how are you? Are you confident to qualify for Worlds again this year?
That one is a bit tough lah, but it's still like what 8 more months, nine more months. But I think I'll do my best for sure. Because that was my target last year. Like, actually, the target this year for me was to better the results of what I did last year. So last year I got fourth place during the Nats in here in Australia. Then I told myself, okay, I have to be better than that. That's my goal. So then, by chance, I was able to win the Nats here, this uh, this season in Australia. Um, but to be honest, I didn't really want to play Dofi for the tournament during OP09. I was leaning more towards Dofi, but I decided, like, all my friends in Indonesia were like, "Oh, do you want to play to win or do you want to play for top cut?" And I was like, "I want to win." And they told me to play Dofi.
Yeah, Luffy is definitely one of the best decks to play at that point of time. It's either that or
Yeah,
the or Teach, but Teach has a kind of a weakness towards Luffy, so it's like
no, that was during '09, I think, before
yeah. Oh,
Kuzan and Peach.
for Kuzan. So I think
Yeah, BY,
but
BY,
definitely
BY.
Luffy kind of wins P Luffy. And for BY, you just gotta have a very strong start into pudding. I think that should be enough to disrupt BY enough to close the game.
Yeah, BY was another deck. I actually got lucky during my run because I didn't meet any BY after round two, so I was lucky in that sense. But it was like Doki was undisputed best deck, but actually it didn't win any tournaments. I think prior to then, during the '09 meta at least.
Yes. That's why I think your journey towards the world. So do you think you can better it this year?
So I guess for myself personally, my target would be to like better my results at Worlds. So I definitely will believe that I can make it again, but you know, everybody has the same mindset, so I have to try harder or do my best, you know. So
But for
yeah,
your
it's
qualification to worlds, just nets, one
yeah,
nets only. It's only nets.
one that's only compared to Asia, which is like
But there's a lot of qualifiers here.
regional.
Yeah, it's like
I
holy
know
shit.
it's regional, and then Asia, and then your regional finals, and then your Asia finals, right? There's
Yeah,
three,
yeah, that's true.
or through GAO in your country, and then winning GAO
Winning JO finals,
in
yeah.
finals. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Oh, this.
So, yeah, I think we can kind of close the thing already. So, thank you for your
Yep.
time joining us
Thank
for
you.
this
Thank you,
discussion.
Renkai.
And then I hope that both of us can do well and
Yep.
go to
Yep.
Worlds. Maybe see you at Worlds again.
Yep.
Yeah, this time I went to the Worlds, but then I think I only went to the for the second day uh, exhibition, so I think I didn't really see you there.
Yeah. Yeah. I was. I only first day and then second day I just like, okay, well, just
Uh,
poke around, have fun,
yeah,
enjoy. Yeah.
yeah. So thanks a lot for the time, and then thank you, chat, for listening for this
Yep.
2.5 hours. Yeah. So that's it. Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.